on top of the world, about to jump above it. Take it straight to the moon, 'cause we know how to rock it. Ain't no thing you can do, ain't no way to stop it. Now you're feeling it too, let's get it started. Throw your hands in the air while the beat is dropping. Acting like you don't care when everybody's watching. Just keep whipping your hair like that, you got it. Yeah, you're feeling it too, let's get it started. I'm ready, ready. Let's get it, get it. I'm ready, ready. Are you ready, ready? Let's get it started. Charts off the meter, turn it up, blow the speakers, make them all to believers. Break through the surface, tell them open the curtains, give them all what they wanted, yeah. Now let's get it started. I'm ready, let's get it, get it. Yeah, I'm ready, ready. Are you ready, ready? I'm ready. Let's get it started. Yeah, I'm ready, ready. Let's get it, get it. I'm ready, ready. Let's go. Are you ready, ready? Let's get it started. Let's get it started. Let's get it, get it. Let's get it started. Let's get it started. Let's get it. Yeah. Give me something new. Time to break loose. Take it to another level. Now we on the move. Shout if you coming with me. Going over the limit. On your mark, keep it steady. So tell me, are you ready? I'm ready. Let's get it, get it. I'm ready. Are you ready? Let's get it started.
9 weeks of racing have all come down to this in our winter series for the SIM500 Esports League. We're ready to go just before the big boys prepare for the 64th running of the Great American Race in a few weeks here at Daytona. iRacing has us here at the virtual World Center of Racing. We are set for this matchup between all these drivers, and we welcome you to our coverage. Welcome to Daytona. John Mushton, Wesley Outland alongside it. John, I will step away for just a second. I think we're having an audio issue, but we'll be right back in just a second.
Right on. Okay. That's right, folks. We are at Daytona in the next-gen Cup car for the Sim Racing Trans-Service Blizzard Series. This is the finale tonight. Coming to tonight, looks like Daniel Falkingham is going to wrap up the championship lead with this this series that we've got going on. He's got a couple wins on the season, a couple top fives. Basically, just stay out of trouble for the most part, and he's going to wrap up the championship tonight. We've had some great races this season for this short 9-race season that we had for the next-gen Cup cars. This was basically a test bed, if you will, for the SIM500 North Carolina 811 Call Before You Dig series coming up, starting, I believe, in 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. 3 weeks. They're going to push back 3 weeks there. I mean, push back a week to 3 weeks. So, well, all right, well, Wesley's back. Wesley, you're just in time to help me explain to these folks the fun that they're about to tune into here at Daytona International Speedway.
Man, this is going to be exciting. By the way, I was on my camera mic and we had to make some adjustments, but we are ready to go here. Virtual Daytona International Speedway, 2.5 miles, qualifying. I promise you we've got 40-plus cars. There's probably going to be a last-chance qualifier race if needed, and then they're going to go at it for a 68-lap race, 68 laps. There will be 4 sets of tires, the 4 on the original set when the drop of the green comes out, 3 on the pit lane. 1 fast repair needed. If needed, it is optional. And then, of course, 2 attempts at a green-white checker. That's the way it'll all shake down here for the championship night for the SIM500 Trans-Service Blizzard Cup Series. And remember, this is the final race, and I'm sure John talked about it, until we get things underway in a couple of weeks, 3 weeks to be exact, with the 2022 SIM500 North Carolina 811 Call Before You Dig Cup Series. That should be a great, great series. We're looking forward to that. And John, we had Brian Morehouse, longtime friend of NASCAR in Langley, and the Modifieds on last week, kind of talking about it. And man, there's a lot of hype and excitement about this thing. But we're going to have a great time with them. But we do want to thank so much Trans Service for what they've done, continuing to sponsor the SIM500 Esports League. They are still in some shape and fashion going to be a part of it. But of course, we will welcome NC811 Call Before You Dig as the new title sponsor for the Cup Series for the SIM500 League in 3 weeks at Daytona, ironically.
Well, let's clarify. Trans Service isn't leaving, like you said. They will be sponsoring. They'll be the main title sponsor for the Wednesday Truck Series that the SIM500 puts on starting again in a few weeks. Back to North Carolina 811 Call Before You Dig. It's a fantastic program, folks, and it's not just for North Carolinians. They're basically throughout, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you can correct me on this, Wesley or Cody, they're on in all 50 states. Even Alaska has a program where you call 811, tell them what you need to do, what you need to get done, and they'll find out if anything's buried down there that you need to avoid. It's a great little program. It's a very safe program to utilize. As a former installer for a unmentioned satellite communications company, I dealt with 811 a lot, and it's real handy to have.
Again, these drivers getting ready for what is their final practice sessions. These practice sessions will then lead into the big races. 68 laps. I know that doesn't seem like a lot, like a big number around a big track like this at Daytona, John, but it is more than enough. That's close to, 150 miles shy of 200 miles, actually. And it's going to be an exciting race that we're going to see here. Hey, before we go any further, let's take a look at the point standings as they stand going in to the final race of the Trans Service Blizzard Cup Series finale. Obviously, it is official, locking it up last week, as a matter of fact. Car number 39 of Daniel Falkingham is the official driver out of Jonesport, Maine. The 20-year-old is the champion. So congratulations to Daniel Falkingham. Now, the battle between Glazier, Montesi, Brown, O'Rourke, you see the points, they're tighter than the lid on a pickle jar. And that's where the battle's going to be for second.
That's right, Wesley. You got a great battle going on for second points right there. Mike Montesi, we call him Mike the Cookie Monster Montesi because he drives that famous Amos chocolate chips cookie. He held the points lead for quite a few weeks there, but unfortunately had some bad runs towards the latter half of the season, and he gave up that lead to Falkingham. Let's touch on the drivers tonight, Wesley. We've got 43, it looks like, in the field. So according to Joey, this is going to be kind of a dry run for them for their Daytona Speed Weeks, in that they're going to take the top 18 qualifiers, lock them into the grid, and then the rest get to duke it out in a B-main type of format.
Qualifying on track, we're ready to go here at Daytona. Kevin DeBrown is up first. He is out of Greer, South Carolina, the 22-year-old of the number 93 Ford. And we'll see what he does as he works his way through the high banks off of turn number 3 and 4 here at the World Center of Racing. Powers his way down across the start-finish line. And he is officially now on the clock. We'll see what he can do. And I'm thinking, honestly, John, with this track as big as it is, they're probably just going to get one lap in qualifying.
Sure. Usually it's 2, but I mean, what do I know?
Well, maybe it is 2 laps. That's a lot of time being used here. 3:25 remaining in this qualifying session. As you see the Racing Pride entry Ford, Kevin DeBrown. And Kevin Brown bringing that machine off to the bottom of the apron off turn 4. Staying close to the yellow line. Now powers up to the middle lane. He'll cross the start finish. And his time posted speed for the Ford 93 will be 50.533. 50.533 seconds. Obviously, John, just by looking at that lap, he's got to pick it up. Normally, the best lap around here is between the 45-46 second mark.
In the draft, correct. It would be about 45, 46 seconds. But when you're out on track by yourself with a fixed setup car, which means you can't tape the nose off. You run a race configuration as far as tape goes. He's actually looking pretty good for the pole right now.
Kevin Brown trying to come after that top spot. Here he comes right now. He's in the pole with a 50-53. Tied with Kelly now, 50-56 between Woods. Scott Dimley now third. And he will turn a 50-54, Kevin DeBrown. So there you see, 50.533. Actually, his first lap was quicker. David Comstock on the speedway, and there is the Daniel Falkingham entry, the native from Maine. He has already locked up championship from Jonesport, Maine. He'll be 20 when the SIM500 NC811 Cup Series cranks up in a few weeks. The 19-year-old Lobster 201 entry up the high banks. And tonight, John Muschin, it's just have fun out there and race.
Yeah, pretty much as much fun as you can have at a super speedway play track. I'm looking at timing right now, and Kevin DeBrown has already fallen down to 11th place with his speed right there. Right now, Tyler Dalton is on the board at a 50.46 on the pole right now, with Tommy Ryan just 1/10 of a second behind him.
In 8 races, Falkingham, again, has already locked up the champion for the Trans-Service Blizzard Cup Series. This is round 9. He has already in 8 events 2 wins, 4 top 5s, 6 top 10s. And again, he has officially locked up the championship. Bentley Glazer, Mike Montesi, Brown O'Rourke, none of those drivers can catch him. And now it is just going out and have fun. Here comes the Jonesport, Maine native from up in the Northeast. Powers up off of turn 4. Goes down below the apron. I don't know if you can do that. I know you can't in the race, but maybe in qualifying. And Falkingham,
that's fine.
15.501. I'm sorry, I don't agree with that. 15.501. Falkingham will qualify in the 5th position, 15.501. So with that said, he is not going to get the pole, and we'll see if we have any more takers. John, it looks like Tyler Dalton is going to be the man that's going to lead the field to the green in the number 19 machine.
Yes, indeed, with a great lap he turned in right there. Just touching on Falkingham again, you talked about him having such a great run this season. The only time he finished outside of the top 10 was at it's like Dover, where he had some he got DQ'd for incident points, and an 18th last week at Chicago. Not last week, but at the first race of the season at Chicagoland, he had a rough start there as well. But right now we're at the grid, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Cody, you can verify this. We're going to grid for the B main, right? LCQ, yeah.
So my understanding, there is going to be a last chance qualifier, is what we're being told, John. So we have a last chance qualifier, and 4 cars are going to go around the 2.5 mile for probably 10 laps, and that's it. Let's give you the lineup. Doug Stigman on the pole in the 04. Timothy Bates on the outside of the 67. In row number 2, Ron Holyfield in the 1, and Josh Parker in the 81. And John, that's it. That's it. No more.
I tell you, Josh Parker is a name that I haven't heard in a long, I would say long time, but quite some time here at SIM500. He's or he was at one point in time the JGR Esports driver that took part in the Esports Coca-Cola Big Series, Cup Series. I'm trying, the name of it is off the top of my head there, but yeah. So 4 guys, they're going to duke it out. Yes, they're going to duke it out for, I think you said, Wesley, 10 laps, and I believe 8 laps. Cody, do you know how many are going to transfer to the main? So, one guy gets it. Ouch. We may see some bumping and grinding out there. Not that there's any big payday for this race or anything like that, but it's just the prestige of being the guy that may have a chance at winning a Daytona when the night's over with.
So the lineup is set. Back straightaway, 4 cars ready for this last chance qualifier. And honestly, I think we've got how many cars? I think we've got 40. We've got 40 cars. 1 spot. That's right. So 1 guy's going home. Holy cow, we locked in the top 40 in qualifying. We got 4 cars that are going to battle it out for 1 driver. 3 go on to the A main, and everyone else, they're done. They're done, John. You got to make it in here from the A main right now. From this last chance race, 1 car is about to be getting the boot.
Yep.
Pace car awaiting patiently to drop onto the pit lane and scamper from the field of Quattro vehicles. 4 to the line, green in the air, 8 laps in this last chance race at Daytona. And honestly, John, if you think this is what you should do, mind you, obviously you're fighting to get one of those 3 spots to go in, 1 going home. But do you try to fill the car out for race round with only 4 cars? It's going to be kind of difficult, I'm thinking.
Yeah, it's filling the car out right now is just not going to happen. You got to get up there, dice it out with these guys. You've got 7.5 laps now to get in front of that guy in 3rd. So right now, Parker is the man outside looking in on the back of Holyfield's #1 Castrol ride right there. So it's going to be up to him to get around Holyfield and get himself into position to advance further.
Field goes down across the start-finish line. We're 1 lap in, 7 to go. Bates and Sigmund, Parker, Holyfield. On the outside looking in is now Parker. Bates, Sigmund, Holyfield, 1, 2, and 3. Working off turn 4. It's all about in and out. Holyfield sponsor on his car. And if you're not in that last 3rd position where currently Holyfield is, you're out. Right now, it's Bates, Sigmund, Parker, flip-flop that spot. Look at now Holyfield. He just got shuffled to the back. What a move there on Parker. Put him to 3rd. 6 to go at the line.
You could not have put a piece of paper between the bumpers of those 2. Now, if they're smart, they're talking. Look at the damage he's got already on the nose of that car, just from that little bump and run right there that he tried to do on Parker. But if Parker and Holyfield are smart, they'll team up and try to make a pass on these other 2 cars. You're not going to pass somebody by yourself. What happened right there was just Parker being very aggressive and making Holyfield check up. But usually you're not going to pass by yourself.
You know, John, if you remember, we have this, honestly, for the Trans-Service Blizzard Cup Series, this is our first race that is actually on a speedway. There was one scheduled to be at Talladega, I believe, in week number 2 or 3, and then they postponed it. So this is the first and honestly final shot to see for the SIM500 League with the type of next-gen car we're seeing on the iRacing simulator, just like for the Cup cars that I'll find out this weekend at the Coliseum and, of course, Daytona for real in a few weeks, what these cars are going to do. As right now, Bates is pulled away. Battle for that transfer spot for 3rd, heating up between Parker and Holyfield. Back straightaway, side by side, going down into the corner.
Side trapping is the only thing that's going to help Holyfield right here. He's got to get down there and make a pull. But look at that. Bates is going to jump up high, maybe try and block that draft up a little bit. But, yeah, you were talking about this package. Now, Wesley, I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but this past Tuesday, iRacing rolled out an update to the car, which basically gave the iRacing service members access to the package that the real-life drivers will be driving at this particular point in time. That could change with NASCAR after they've had a few races. You know as well as I do, they like to, make addendums to the rules packages and whatnot. But as it stands right now, this package that iRacing has matches the real-life car as much as possible, in that there's going to be different horsepowers, different horsepower packages from here to, say, Atlanta or Kansas or what. Look at it. Oh, we got contact. Oh, wow. That's just a shame right there. That didn't have to happen.
That's the in-and-out car. That's Sigmund. Currently, you're not in. You're out. You better stand on it. Here's your replay. Holds Poppers replay. Watch this. No caution. But look at this, John. He was in the penthouse to the outhouse very quickly in that number 2 spot. Maybe he shouldn't have battled Bates, do you think?
I'm not real sure what happened. Let's take a look at the replay real quick. It was hard to see from the angle we were originally watching at. But look at the run that the 81 and the 1 get right here. And it looked to me like Doug
Parker
tried to jump down and block. Yeah. Well, no, I think that was more Parker not lifting.
Actually,
Doug
Sigmund came down. Yeah, Sigmund came down trying to throw the block on Parker. And let's just say in a very nice way, Parker was not lifting in the process. And in doing so, Sigmund become the culprit of circumstance and spun down there. Meanwhile, they're coming to the line. We're 6 laps in as they roar off turn 4. Your top 2 of Bates and Holyfield have pulled away from Parker. There's your final 3, 2 to go. Then right now, Sigmund is 30 seconds back to the pack as they go up the banking. You see the plane taking off? Yeah, Daytona International Airport, adjacent to the super speedway on the backstretch, and that's where they are right now off turn 2 with 2 remaining.
Let's go back and take a minute to talk about that run that the 1 car got with Parker behind him. We saw that, well, I saw that a lot this week in other racing venues, that with this new package, these cars get extremely fast runs out of nowhere, it seems like, and it really does cause a lot of bunching up. And here's Sigmund down here at the bottom. Yeah, he's just gonna hang out down there.
Like flag. 1 to go. CRN 1 to go. Final lap here in this last chance qualifier. And you see Bates and Holyfield, and honestly Parker, if he stays in his own little world, because obviously Sigmund's pulled in, those are going to be your 3 going to the dance here. Final time off turn number 2 there, John Mustian Jr.
Yep.
I love the wrap job on the Bates machine. Ain't that sharp looking right there? Is that the Hulk? I think it is.
Yep.
Bates and Holyfield will work their way. Cross the start-finish line. Checkered flag in your B-main, and it is Bates to win it. Holyfield and Parker will transfer, and the car that was in and out, now out officially, is Sigmund. And that is the way they wrap up in this 8-lap LCQ. So, John, again, I asked the question, for those 3 drivers there before we had the issue with Sigmund, can you take anything to put towards this race that's coming up next, the 68-lap feature?
Don't throw blocks.
Don't throw blocks. Well, we're about 3 minutes away is what we're being told for a quick warm-up, and then we'll get ready to go for the feature event. It is the last race in the Trans-Service Blizzard Winter Cup Series. We know the champion is Falkenham. The battle for second through the points, and obviously an exciting 43-car field feature of 68 laps awaits us next at the virtual World Center of Racing at Daytona. You're racing on LSRTV.
An automobile purchase shouldn't be hard. The hardest part for the consumer in the whole process should be selecting the vehicle. We have the online credit application. We can bring the car to you to see it, to test drive it, to deliver it. We have all the tools in place, and we've had them in place for a long time. I just think now we've perfected it. It's become part of our culture. We've, kind of taken it to the next level. It is easy, and it should be easy, and it should be fun, and it shouldn't take a whole lot of time.
Hey, it's Wesley Outlet on the set of the Bull Ring on Speed 51 TV, but I also want to remind everybody that you can keep up with coverage of esports with the Northwest Cup and Truck Series, the American iRacing League, S&B Cup Series, and so much more on your home for sim racing, LSRTV. Of course, remember, you can watch it, and then you can listen to it on CRN, the community radio network at wearecrn.com. Check us out when you can.
This is iRacing, the world's premier online racing game. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat to experience today's newest form of competitive motorsport, virtual racing, all from your home PC. Race virtually in indoor series from NASCAR, IndyCar, IMSA, the World of Outlaws, Aussie Supercars, and more. Take on legendary circuits like Daytona, Silverstone, and the Nürburgring. Join iRacing's global online racing community and get on track today at iRacing.com.
Transervice has been a leader in the transportation and fleet maintenance industry for over 50 years. If you're a professional driver or technician looking for opportunities to be the best and work with the best, then we want you working at Transervice. Our current workforce includes over 1,000 drivers and technicians, managing over 24,000 pieces of equipment in over 120 regional and local facilities across North America and Puerto Rico, and we're getting larger all the time. Our corporate philosophy of trust, respect, and honesty has led to employees that have spent their entire career with Transervice. As with our employees, we have many customer relationships exceeding 20 years. You'll have the opportunity to learn and grow professionally in an environment that values and rewards excellence, with a variety of perks such as education support, recognition awards, career advancement opportunities, and more. A great work-life balance, a company built on values, recognition, and rewards for excellence. While our competitors offer jobs, Transervice offers you a career, not just a job. Contact us today.
Welcome back to the virtual World Center of Racing, Daytona International Speedway, the site of the 64th Daytona 500 coming up in a few weeks. And for tonight, it is the finale of the SIM500 Esports League Transervice Blizzard Cup Series. And for the final time tonight, for the winner, they crank up here at Daytona. Here's your starting lineup presented by Team 126 Racing, a 43-car field. On the pole coming up here is going to be Tyler Dalton, fast qualifier, row number 1 in the 99 of Tommy Ryan. Row number 2 on the grid, we will find Randy Yoakum in the 8, Jimmy Coleman in the 54. Row 3 tonight at Daytona, Daniel Falkenham in the 39, Mike Tennessee in the 21. Row number, we'll find Chris Gabo in the number 6, Chad Coleman in the 38. Row 5 in your top 10, Bobby Wetzel in the number 9, Nelson Rivera in the 22. There's your top 10. Row number 6, Shannon Wood in the 02, Mike Kelly in the 2. Row number 7 on the grid, we'll find Jeff Ryan in the 3 and Kevin DeBrown in the 93. He'll start 14th. Row number 8, Jose Gonzalez and Dwight Beverly, the 26. Since row number 9 on the grid, Joey Gattina and Trey Edison. Row number 10 in your top 20, Scott Simley in the 12, Brian Macklin in the 30, and halfway through the field, it is going to be Medina and David Comstock, the 24 and 13, John.
Row 12 finds Anthony M. Callantoni inside to his outside, Doyle Woods in the 28 car. Row 13 is Charles Woods in the 40, to his outside, Kevin England in the 127, I believe. 97 of Jeff Hollingsworth inside row 14, to his outside, John Fowler in the 00. Inside row 15, Richard Beasley in the Tide Ride number 10, to his outside, Bentley Glazer, a former winner here in the 18 car. Row 16, Robert Freire III in the 77. Outside of him, Scott Sinzel in the 42. E.J. O'Rourke brings up row 17 inside 41 car. To his outside, Jay Randall Watkins, the 27 car. Row 18 inside, Doug Roth, the STP 43. To his outside, Tyler Hunter in the 70 car. Row 19, Sean Brightsman in the 46. Outside of him, Gerald Livingston, the 96. Row 20 is going to find Glenn, the Rhinestone Cowboy Campbell. To his outside, Stoney Binfield in the NC 811 call first, the 75 car. 21 is going to be 67 of Timothy Bates, and Ron Hollyfield outside of him, the 1 car. And bring up rear on the field, Josh Parker, the 81.
And the green flag is in the air for the final time of the season of the winner. For the Transervice Blizzard Cup Series, we're in speed, we're underway. They're in turn 1 here in Daytona. Listen to them roar. The virtual 43 kaleidoscope of colors settle in to turn number 1 and 2. And on the jump, it's Ryan. He'll get the early lead of the 99 as they hit the super stretch on lap 1, John.
Bobby Wetzel dropping down on the inside there. He's going to follow the back of the pack and just ride around. We've got 68 laps for things to be kind of shuffled around, so he's going to take it easy for the first half of this race, it looks like.
Yeah, so you want to be patient, but you also don't want to be too patient and just let people walk all over you as they stick it 3 wide in the front for the lead. The outside lane for Montesi. Cookie Monster, famous Amos Cookies, go into P1 on lap 1. Montesi to the lead. Coleman down into turn number 1. The battle heats up on the outside lane as they go to turn 1.
Looks like Tommy Ryan got shuffled to the middle there and shuffled back quite a few spots. Going to lose some ground there. Falls from the lead about to 10th place. But that could change in a heartbeat here at Daytona, as we all know.
Back straight away, you got Coleman now up in front. Remember, he picked up the race win last week. And John, I see you didn't do a wrap job on that car, man. We're going to try to do something for the Real Cup Series in February.
It's possible.
I know you picked up the win last Monday night at Iowa Speedway. And Montesi now going back to the lead. Look at him roar across the stripe. Down into turn number 1, 2 laps in. Montesi stays hooked to the bottom. He's got a cluster of cars behind him. Up on the outside lane is Coleman. Coleman's got his own little brewing storm coming up on the outside behind him. And meanwhile, Montesi with the advantage to the back straightaway as they go to turn number 3.
I raced with these guys last night in the Super Speedway Series they run in this Cup car. And I'll tell you, man, I guess the pull-up, the suck-up, the cars in front of you, it's not there. But as soon as you get 1 or 2 cars behind you, the run you get is just, it's crazy. It happens so fast. You got to be real careful not to run over the guy in front of you. So we're probably going to see a lot of that tonight. A lot of big checkups going into the turn, stuff like that.
Roaring across the stripe. That's off the speed shot down to turn 1. This is through the apex of the corner. Listen to him. Roaring. Off of turn number 2. Montesi and Coleman, Dalton, Yoakum, Coleman, all of these names. Falkingham, the champion now, John. He's now cracked the top 5 as they still up to make it into 3.
Down through 3 and 4 we go. And we see it already, Wesley. We got kind of a front pack. You got kind of a middle pack, and you got that back pack. Those guys just riding around back there, taking it easy, waiting for trouble to happen so they can stay out of it.
And remember, we had a feeling it was going to be like that. And literally, they set themselves up that way. You got to be patient. This is a long race. I know it's only 68 laps, but it's lap 5 of 68, so you still got 63 laps to go. So remember, you got to be there at the end. To be there to finish the race, you must first finish. As now Coleman, Falkingham, flip-flop spots. They go to the outside lane. Here comes Kelly, Menard's entry coming through. Down to the inside with a bump by Montesi. He's got also some help from Coleman down up the outside lane in 3.
We saw this last night. The outside line was really fast. There was one point where everybody was up top, kind of reminiscent of back with the 2016-2017 package in NASCAR's Real Life Series. Hopefully it's not going to stay the same. You know, you get enough guys to commit to either lane, you'll have a pretty stiff competition both inside and outside right there. But right now it looks like that outside line is really strong there, Wesley.
They'll work their way back up the outside lane in the turn number 2. Coleman now gets the clear on the outside. He'll pull away from the machine of Kelly on the inside lane. Montesi behind that car. Falkingham will now hook up and play wingman with Coleman's car. To the outside they go as they go down. Up to the bank and into turn number 3. It's Coleman, Falkingham, Dalton, Ryan, Brown, Kelly through the high banks as they exit off turn 4. No change in the top 5.
See Kevin DeBrown back there has got a new paint scheme on his car. Talking about wrap jobs on these cars. That's a good-looking car right there. I'm just really impressed by how well the outside line's formed up and moving out there. And that secondary pack we were talking about, the one that's way back there in the back, they're about 6 seconds behind the leader right now and continuing to fall back.
And still a lot of racing left to go. Look at this pack. Now they're side by side, almost 5 rows deep, like they're at full speed on the caution pace lap. Lap number 6 completed here at Daytona. Field now, set sail up into turn number 3 from the faraway camera up on the front straightaway. You watch them work their way. No, that's not Ricky Rudd, but it is the Tide Rider, the number 10, cracking the top 40 of the top 20 now, as here comes that machine climbing up the racetrack. Beasley there, coming off of turn number 4 through the trioval. We like that car. I know you mentioned that car earlier there, John.
Yeah, I'm looking at the 28 behind him, that Haviland car. That's Doy Woods. He was real loose for a second there. I'm not sure if he just got some bad air or what, but he was, I mean, just really all over the place. It's probably something we want to keep an eye on. Dirty air might be a huge factor for these guys pretty early in this race, Wesley.
Back straightaway, look at that beautiful assembly of traffic. Settle their sail virtually into the turn number 3. Coleman up on the outside lane. New change for the lead. Fast qualifier. Dalton goes back to the point, but not for long. Here comes the Brown. Macklin now, a couple of new names in the top 5. 3 wide. Brown weasels in front of Coleman's car as they come to the stripe.
That was, you can either call it a very brave move or a very dumb move, but we saw what happened to somebody just jumping up in front of somebody or jumping down on somebody in the last chance qualifier there. Not something you want to do. 1, you could end up getting spun like Sigmund did. 2, you could definitely end up with some damage on your nose. And Wesley, one thing has remained true in all of these cars is damage on the nose equals overheating eventually. So you got to really kind of just be careful what you do here.
I knew what I was thinking, but why did I do it? Especially if it goes all wrong. Fast qualifier, Tyler Dalton, the number 19 machine. You're on board with him right now in our broadcast coverage. Tyler Dalton's car coming down the back straightaway, going to that 3rd turn. Watching to see what goes on. All these drivers still holding their line. Still a lot of racing here left to go at the virtual Daytona International Speedway. Dalton still on board with him. He's closing in on DeBrown. DeBrown now with that crazy move a moment ago. Now down the back straightaway, up in front, but here comes Coleman. Get him a shot in the shorts down the outside lane as they go to turn 3. Coleman doesn't pull out of line, or will he, as they go up the bank and in 3?
Maybe Coleman didn't, but Falkingham sure did. He jumps down to that inside line. He's going to use that boost to try and pull out ahead of DeBrown right there, and he's going to bring 2 cars with him. It looks like it's amazing what the change in this package has done over this week with this new aero/horsepower package. It has really made the racing here at Daytona, Wesley, so unpredictable. It really has.
It certainly has. As they'll work their way back up the racetrack down into turn number 1 and 2. 11 of 68 laps. Still a long way to go for the final race of the season. Remember, the new series fires up on February the 21st. That will be the day after the 64th Daytona 500 for the real NASCAR Cup Series, John. And that will be qualifying not on iRacing on LSRTV for the SIM500 811 NC Call Before You Dig Cup Series first race. There'll be 3 weeks here at Daytona. We'll have a virtual speed week that includes qualifying, then the duels, and then the big race. That's the Daytona 500K.
I tell you what, these guys have always put on one hell of a race week for you when it comes to Daytona at the start of the season. As somebody who was a part of it for a while there, it's fun. It can be a little tense, a little frustrating at times, but it's definitely fun. So it should be really awesome to tune in and watch it. As we see up front now, Macklin going for the lead around DeBrown by himself without help. He is not going to clear him there, Wesley.
A little wiggle and a giggle and a bobble, and they still hold it together. And Brown pulls away from Coleman and Dalton. That could have been bad. You saw that virtual airflow coming through those cars. You saw how aggravating those cars were when they were just bobbing and weaving, and they held it together. No harm, no foul. That's the way to get it done around Daytona, John.
You know, the one thing I can't really tell on the broadcast, simply because we just don't have a camera shot close enough, but in real life, they actually have a hole in the middle top of the windshield up high that was supposed to help break up all this dirty air nonsense we keep hearing about. I don't know if iRacing actually modeled that in, but it would have been cool if they had, because that is supposed to help these cars suck up or something like that. I saw. I don't remember exactly. It's been a while since I saw the video on it, but I think iRacing still did a fantastic job, Wesley, with updating the package as quickly as they got it out there. Well, that's kind of a good shot right there.
I love it.
My
I love this
goodness.
camera. Is this our new drone cam?
Oh my goodness.
This is the new
well,
drone
that
cam.
confirms it. There's no hole in the windshield.
Look at this. And
Look
there
at
is
how
no
fast
hole on the
that-
windshield. Oh, we got a car going below the line there.
And he's in trouble. He's going to have to stay down there
oh.
now.
Oh, I like this new camera view. Look at this. 3 wide, thought about it. Sunoco car, peek it down to the middle. Couldn't reel in. Stay in line. We're going to show you that a couple other times tonight. Just one of the new cool amenities that our iRacing on LSRTV broadcast crew is providing from Rocket Media. Jeff Stabnow, Charles Wooten in the production truck. 14 now completed. Brown and Coleman, they're keeping it nice and clean off into turn number 1, John.
On to the turn number 1 we go. Three cars, single file. Everybody else is 2x2x2 all the way back to about 20th, it looks like. Wesley coming on off of 2 there down the backstretch. Looks like Tommy Ryan's dropping down to the inside now. Or was that Macklin? I couldn't quite see who it was. Somebody got shuffled out there and went down to the bottom to get out of the way. Mike Kelly's on pit road already. Not sure what's going on with that. Yes, he has. He's been on pit road for 2 minutes, and there must have been something we missed there, but that's going to ruin his chances for a win tonight. Let's put him 2 laps down already.
I'm going to try to take a look at the car.
It's a great shot of the garage area there.
Yeah. There it is. There's no damage on the 2 Menards machine of Kelly, but he is the first car out of the pit lane. On the back straightaway, there they are, DeBrown. And there is Falkingham, the champion of the SIM500 Trans-Service Blizzard Cup Series, working up the high banks, getting around DeBrown, now pulling away by half a car length. Coleman behind the 3rd. Dalton, Comstock, your top 5. Working at speed from the aerial view, high above the tower here at the World Center of Racing. Now we'll pan back in and look at them go back to turn 1. Still too early for aggressive racing, John, I believe. You just gotta kind of sit and ride right now.
Have you not met these guys before? I mean, come on.
I know.
You got kind of you got 2 mindsets here at SIM500. You got a mindset that wants to be up front, battling for the lead every single lap, and that's who we're seeing right now. You got Coleman, DeBrown, Falkingham, the usual suspects, if you will. And then the second mindset is, I want to survive one of these races, damn it. So I'm going to ride around in the back. And that's the guys that we've seen be involved in incidents. You got Joey Katina, Bentley Glazer. Joey had a strong run a couple weeks back. Wesley, I don't know if you recall, but he led some laps, was doing great, and they got caught up in somebody else's mess. Well, that's something that happens at Daytona a lot, getting caught up in somebody else's mess. So you'll see really 2 different kind of mindsets here. And that's what makes it so entertaining with these guys, especially at a plate track, is watching these aggro guys, as we call them, up front, doing their thing, racing hard, and then you got the guys in the back just chilling out, waiting for those guys up front to mess up.
Back straightaway to 3. Falkingham up the racetrack. Brown is there. Coleman. Dalton fast qualifier. You look at the flames on the side of the 38 car of Coleman. And then we got some also action brewing in the back of the pack. You know, for some people that say we never call what's going on in the back of the pack, watch this. Castro car, number 1. And other cars right there going at it. Look at this storm brewing. There's a snakes patch as they work their way back to turn number 1 there, John, with behind Holyfield.
Yeah, behind Holyfield, you've got Joey Jatia in the 14.
Yeah.
You've got Sony Benfield in 75. Those guys are sponsored by next season's title sponsor, NC811. And yes, Wesley, I did paint those cars.
I figured you did, man. Those cars look really good, man. When you're on it, you're dead on it for sure. Sharp looking rides.
They got the chili pepper on there somewhere.
I don't get it. I don't understand what he said. You're spicy because you're Cajun. Yeah.
Have you ever been to South Louisiana, my brother?
I have been to, so the furthest I've been is it Holden, Louisiana?
That's no.
No, I didn't. Back
Wesley,
straight
my
away.
friend, we're going to have to get you out here someday, man. Expose you to some Cajun lifestyle. Now look at this, though,
Well, I mean,
real quick.
I do know about
That's
Low Country
Josh
Boil,
Parker. That's
Yes.
Josh Parker down there on the inside, started dead last on the field, has worked his way all the way up to 5th. And Wesley, he is bringing that bottom line on a charge for the lead.
Hey, look at this. This is the guy that had to go through the last starting spot to transfer in, and that's why John is so excited talking about him. Keep an eye on that Interstate Batteries machine. And Parker is coming with the assist of the 7 of Edison. And Parker now clears Edison for that spot on the outside lane. 20 laps in, no caution, top 10. Falkingham, Brown, Coleman, Dalton, Comstock, your top 5.
If I'm being honest, Wesley, I did not think we'd see a caution-free race at Daytona, but we didn't think we'd see a caution-free race last week at Iowa, and we did. So, hey, maybe we'll get one tonight, which is really going to mess things up for those guys that laid back and went to the back and are just kind of putting around back there because they've lost the draft of this league pack now. And,
John,
I mean, if we go caution-free, it's going to mess them up.
For sure. John, do you think it's just the benefit of why there's the package, the caution-free racing is because we've done so much R&D, or the SIM500 League has done the R&D and trying to figure these cars out, and it looks like they finally can say, hey, we're on to something good here?
Yeah, I think that's a lot of it. I think it's a really good mixture of NASCAR, iRacing, really ironing out the issues with the car. And I think a lot more of it is to do with the SIM500 group itself. These guys, we said it time and again throughout the series, they are the best, the cream of the crop. It did not take them long to figure this out once the new package dropped Tuesday. You should have seen it last night, Wesley. We had some fun racing at Daytona. It was really fun, and it was a really good precursor to what we're going to see right now tonight. So, yeah, I think to answer to your question, I think it's a little bit of both, but mainly I really believe it's the guys that we're watching racing.
And Falkingham is still the man out in front. Listen to that storming, roaring pack of bees roar down into the corner. Listen to this.
I
That's
love this
thoroughbred
shot.
horses, correction. Yeah. Hey, let's just rest our voice. Let's turn it up for you. calamity on the back straightaway. And that roar of thoroughbreds is now going to go to a slow, soft purr as the yellow flag comes out for the first time virtually here at Daytona. And it looked like it's a multi-car crash. Watch this and listen as caution comes out for multiple cars getting into the wall on the back straightaway. You started to hear the munch and crunch calamity from the back straightaway. Our production crew diligently working in the truck to find it. And John, after one race entirely caution-free and almost 25 laps later, caution, trouble, look at that, multiple cars.
Beasley's in there. We got the 6 car of Chris Gabot is up in that beautiful paint scheme. Just, it looks like it didn't get really wrinkled. All right, here we go.
We're going to go a little bit further in the back of the pack to kind of give you a little of a glimpse of what went wrong here. We were right in the middle of giving you a sound off of letting you just hear the excitement and the roar for the cars here. Suddenly we just heard bam, 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 and cars coming across the screen. And here's another look at it again, John. Coming off turn 2.
Oh, right up there. Somebody went 3 wide, it looked like. Yeah.
Oh, is that Montesi? Montesi in the wall.
It looked like up ahead of where we were focused at. Somebody went 3 wide in the middle of the turn, you know, halfway through the turn there. And that usually doesn't work out too well. Wow, the LaRue 22 is toast. Now, do we have confirmation they do have 1 fast repair?
They are allowed 1 fast repair for this race. They're giving 4 sets of tires. The set that started with the race.
Oh, Netco.
Oh, there's Montesi. Look at this. Oh, my.
It looked like the 22 got net coated up into the 21 there. That's unfortunate. And you just got guys coming in behind this trying to get woed down a little bit.
Wow.
That's going to bring. Now, I did see somebody ducking on pit road there, Wesley, like they were starting their green flag pit stops.
Pit stops are underway. Cars are coming onto the pit lane. And, yeah, I had a feeling there was also green flag pit stops about to begin as well. So, yeah, we're seeing these cars come down to the pit lane. You're looking up high above. There's Joey Gattina in that 14 car you just saw just a moment ago. Of course, the man that created this chaos and mayhem, that is the SIM500 Esports League, 42-year-old out of Simi, Alabama. And I'll tell you what, John.
I think Joey missed his pit stop.
We were literally wondering. We were wondering if this outcome was going to be what it was going to be. And now here it is. And you know, we're about 20, 30 laps into this thing and approaching halfway. I had a feeling it was going to get a little bit more crazy and chaotic for the second half of the race instead of the first half, but I think you throw that all out the door right now. Cautions breed cautions.
Well, in all honesty, yes, I absolutely agree. Cautions do breed cautions, but in all honesty, like I said, that looked like a case of netcode. When you go back and watch that, the 22 had about 3 foot of space between himself and the guy on the outside there, but whatever happened, you know, it put him up into the 21 car of Mike Montesi, and it was on from there. And like you said, cautions breed cautions, and we're going to probably restart this race right around the halfway point almost. So, I don't know, man. Buckle in, Wesley. We'll find out. Yeah, Joey's back in the pits now. I think he must have missed his pits.
Yeah. We'll get him reset here. Caution lights are off on the pace car now, so we are setting up for the 1 to go when they come back to the line. 28 laps are completed. Let's give you your top 10 right now. After the caution flag pit stops, it's Kevin DeBrown out in front of 13 spots. Chad Coleman up 6 now in second. Up 2 spots, Daniel Falkenham, the champion of the Trans-Service Blizzard Cup Series, there to third. Then it's going to be, of course, Tyler Dalton, the pole car here tonight. Fourth, Josh Parker, the top 5. David Comstock up 16 and 6th. Jimmy Coleman, -3 and 7th. Jose Gonzalez is up 7 and 8th. And up 10 and 9th, Scott Simley. Trey Edison, top 10, up 8 spots on the racetrack right now. So the lights are off for the pace car. We'll reset. We'll get ready to go again. John, your first take of the 30 laps of the race so far.
Really, really exciting. Wasn't as boring as I thought it was going to be honest with you. I really thought we were just going to see a lot of follow the leader on this, but we didn't. And I look forward to more in the second half.
The lights are off on the pace car. Field will make their way back to the Geico restart zone. And again, this is just a sample virtually of what you're going to see coming up in 3 weeks from Sunday in the 64th running of the Great American Race for the NASCAR Cup Series of the Daytona 500 at the Virtual World Center of Racing tonight for the championship of the Trans-Service Blizzard Cup Series. And then 3 weeks' time, a day later, after Daytona 500, Monday, February 21st, the SIM500 NC811 Cup Series and Speed Weeks for us at Daytona with qualifying. Green flag back out. Brown, Coleman, Falkenham. And honestly, John, I really think that the decision was made to use this car and use Daytona for the finale for the Blizzard Series as a warm-up to see what we're going to see during Speed Weeks coming up on February 21st for the first round of the National Cup Series Tour for the SIM500 League.
You're absolutely right with that. I talked to Joey Gattina before the race, just to ask him. I mean, they had Atlanta scheduled, and I was really looking forward to Atlanta with this new package, but it makes absolute sense for them to do this tonight. After all, they do have Daytona coming up in 3 weeks. So, yeah, it makes sense to go ahead and get
Talladega. Yeah.
I'm sorry?
And they canceled Talladega, if you remember, like week 2 or 3.
Well, and Talladega wouldn't have done them any good anyway because this is a whole new package coming out, at this time. So they knew that. So, yeah, it makes 100% sense for them to go ahead and run Daytona tonight, give them an idea of what they'll be going through here in about 3 weeks. And, I mean, so far, so good, really, Wesley. When you stop and look at the quality of racing, it hasn't been that bad. And if it weren't for Netco, we would not have had that caution earlier. So I think they're getting a really good idea right now of how competitive this package is going to be in 3 weeks.
Field works their way off turn 4 through the stripe. Brown, Falkenham, Comstock, Coleman. Well, a little smoke there for a second. Always going to see a car break out of line. They saved it. John, they're not wasting no time getting back to the whip. 32 in this time around. Closing in on halfway at Daytona. They're on the super stretch.
Yeah, we're just going to be halfway here in a couple of laps here, probably 3 laps there, Wesley. And like you said, they're not wasting any time getting back at it. Now, I can confirm that last night the max laps on fuel, for me anyway, was about 27. And yes, I did shit the 5th. Thank you very much. That's something else we should point out. You can very easily forget to shit the 5th gear with this package because you don't actually start hitting the chip, as they say, or over revving it until maybe 2 or 3 laps into the run, and that's if you're behind somebody in the draft. If you're back there by yourself, you can be running along in 4th gear not realizing it. And what that does, Wesley, is that burns up more fuel as you go than it would if you were in 5th gear.
Back straight away. Couple more laps to halfway. Welcome back to our coverage. It is iRacing on LSRTV. The finale for the SIM500 Esports League Monday Night Trans-Service Blizzard Cup Series. On your home for sim racing, I'm Wesley Outland, joined alongside is John Muschin Jr. Along the way in production, Rocket Media and iRacing on LSRTV's Jeff Stabnow, Charles Wooten. Coming up on halfway, next time by whole car back up in P1. At the halfway mark, next time around, it's Dalton, Gonzalez, Macklin, Coleman, Medina. New car directly through 2.
Big wreck back there.
Big calamity just before halfway. Open up a virtual Waffle House off that second corner. You are scattered, smothered, and covered with destruction from top to bottom in the corner. Man.
Now I want Waffle House hash browns. Thanks a lot, Wesley. Oh, and that, folks, is why you don't bump draft into the turn. That's all that was. And we got cars, piling in. Oh, it's like we call that ARCA braking. Like nobody realized, oh no, not Stoney. There goes the 75 car.
From the blimp view, and this should be fun. Well, not fun for those involved. By the way, it's virtual. Everybody just had to hit the escape button, go to the pit lane. They do get an opportunity for a fast repair.
That was more
and there it is right there, 84 into the 42. And you're saying the word net code there, Johnny Boy, and or Johnny Man, 84 and 42. And again, wow. I mean, that's Anthony Calantoni, who's won a race on the series this year, as well as Scott Stencil. Is that just nowhere to go? You're caught up in it. Just hang on for the ride from the net code.
Yeah, at Daytona especially, you're so close. But no, what I mean by net code, Wesley, is this is internet racing. Okay, so basically, your computer is sending information to a server. Another guy's computer is sending information to that same server, telling that server where your cars are on track. Sometimes that information can be degraded. Okay, so what happens is, even though we see a car at X point, the computer sees that car at a slightly different point, and that results in on-track contact, which what you're going to see when you see that happen basically is two cars next to each other, but they never touch, but it looks like they touch because they spin as if they had touched. Does that make sense?
So basically, it is a sample of the internet on two separate servers not syncing together, and then when they finally do, bam, you've collided with the other guy.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, more or less. It's like because we're all joining on one server from all of our computers all over where we're at. We join to one server, and sometimes the information we send to that server is just a little degraded. And what happens is, so that server sees your car in a spot where it's not, if that makes sense. So that's what happened in both these cautions so far. When you go back and look at it, there was enough space between those two cars they couldn't possibly have touched, but yet the server saw them in its data as touching. Therefore, it dictated, okay, well, they touched. This is what's going to happen now. And it's unfortunate, but it is a part of simulated racing, folks. It's been this way since day one. As a guy who's been racing sim racing since day one, I can tell you this ain't bad at all. It's unfortunate that it still happens, but it's just, that's part of the life. But man, back in the day, Wesley, when we used to race on dial-up, oh, it wasn't nothing for you to do about 2 laps with somebody else riding inside of your car with you.
Well, we were thinking of taking a commercial break right after halfway, and now that we have the big one, let's do that. We'll step away, thank our sponsors, come back to more green flag action. This is iRacing on LSRTV. Dalton leads after halfway and after the big one that just ensued in turn 2.
An automobile purchase shouldn't be hard. The hardest part for the consumer in the whole process should be selecting the vehicle. We have the online credit application. We can bring the car to you to see it, to test drive it, to deliver it. We have all the tools in place, and we've had them in place for a long time. I just think now we've perfected it. It's become part of our culture. We've, kind of taken it to the next level. It is easy, and it should be easy, and it should be fun, and it shouldn't take a whole lot of time.
Hey, it's Wesley Outland on the set of the Bull Ring on Speed 51 TV, but I also want to remind everybody that you can keep up with coverage of esports with the Northwest Cup and Truck Series, the American iRacing League, S&B Cup Series, and so much more on your home for sim racing, LSRTV. Of course, remember, you can watch it, and then you can listen to it on CRN, the Community Radio Network, at wearecrn.com. Check us out when you can.
This is iRacing, the world's premier online racing game. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat to experience today's newest form of competitive motorsport, virtual racing, all from your home PC. Race virtually in endorsed series from NASCAR, IndyCar, IMSA, the World of Outlaws, Aussie Supercars and more. Take on legendary circuits like Daytona, Silverstone and the Nürburgring. Join iRacing's global online racing community and get on track today at iRacing.com.
Welcome back to the Daytona International Speedway, working the completion of our second caution flag of the race just after halfway. A couple of cars did come onto the pit lane. We have surfaced past the halfway mark of the event, and the field makes their way back to the Geico restart zone. Green flag back in the air. 1 car below the apron, 2 cars below the apron, and that's allowed in iRacing. We're back underway. Gonzalez leads the field back to speed to turn number 1.
And Parker is still up there in 3rd spot, even after all this mayhem and calamity that we've viewed so far in this race and these last two cautions. I tell you what, that last one, though, that took out a whole bunch of cars there, Wesley.
Back straight away, trying to stick it 3 wide, car in the middle of the green machine. And as we know, John is not a fan of green cars, but Parker doing really good, but not for long. A punt in the pants in the outside lane. Simley coming up. Woods coming up. Hollinsworth now puts Coleman back to the top 5 as they come to the start-finish line. O'Rourke will lead at 41 for the first time tonight at Daytona. They go to turn number 1.
E.J. O'Rourke up to the front. Finally, I'm sure he would say. He's been struggling getting up there tonight. This new package really hasn't benefited everybody. Some guys have kind of struggled around with it, but it looks like EJ's got it figured out as he leads the pack now. Look at that 24 Tecate car back there. That's Jose Medina in that car. That is a sharp-looking ride right there, Wesley. I could go for some Tecate right now.
See some of the damage on some of those cars, like the 97 of Hollinsworth, caught up in the accidents earlier, but still back in this show. Coleman, Parker, Gonzalez, O'Rourke now the leader a moment ago, falling back now to 5th as Dalton Polgar clears him for 4th. Wetzel, Simley, Macklin, Ferrari, Woods top 10 now as they go down into turn number 2 to the back straightaway. Coleman getting a lot of junk in his trunk from Gonzalez on the bottom of the outside of Parker. Here they come off the corner. One wrong slip. They're getting impatient off the super stretch going to 3.
Wow, what a run right here we got down the bottom there from 19 of Tyler Dalton with Bobby Wetzel pushing him to the front around O'Rourke and Gonzalez down there on the outside. That's what I was talking about earlier there, Wesley. These runs these cars get are just monstrous. And they come out of nowhere. I mean, I'm sure some of these guys have figured out, but last night it was like, it would happen while it's happening to you. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm moving again. Let's go. You know, it was crazy. Here we go, 3 wide back here in the back.
Dalton inside. Wetzel is there. O'Rourke. Simley staying on the bottom. They're catfishing on the yellow line. Boy, did you see Robert Ferrari with a daring move of the outside to the inside?
And that's what's going to take to make up ground right now with the way this car is daring moves. I almost said a bad word. Brave moves.
Whoa. Fucking him. He saved it.
And we also saw that contact is not good either with these cars.
Through the trioval, in the shade, now back in the daylight. Back straightaway coming up. Dalton Wetzel, O'Rourke now up to 1 and 2. 42 of 68 laps. We're coming to crunch time, and the impatience meter will be gone. Down to 3. Inside, Medina, Coleman outside. Gonzalez is there. Watching also Macklin, Livingston, all those drivers staying on the inside. Some going to the outside, and some can't decide where they want to go in the clean air or the bad air. And they go from the outside to the inside, and this just causing just such tense moments as here he comes again. O'Rourke will go to the outside lane and take also Wetzel with him for P2 out of turn 2 there, Johnny.
Yeah, I was going to say he needs to get some help right there. And what they actually wind up doing is making 3 rows right there. 3, oh my goodness. 3 wide. Wow.
Gonzalez. And O'Rourke in the middle again.
Sorry, there's Scott Simley, that mobile car down the inside. He's finally getting up in here, getting a piece of this action. I'm not sure he wants it right now. As we see right now, there's just craziness going on up front. A lot of changes for the lead, a lot of changes for position. And that outside line is really starting to form up there, Wesley.
I don't know if we can show that crazy chaotic camera again that's going to be coming soon. That 3 wide battle. Look at them now. Like the drone cam from the cars coming at you. And watch this view. Excuse me.
That would be screenshot
especially from, yeah, look at this right here. Watch them. This is what I'm talking about. Look at Gonzalez, Coleman. All right there. Look at this snake's patch going on. Look at also Beasley. Johnny, you mentioned Beasley behind Falkenham right now, obviously the series champion, but that Tide ride is coming to the front. He's looking good. He's in 8th right now.
Well, he's dodged a lot of bullets tonight. He's got a little bit of minor right front damage on that car, but it's not too bad, and he'll be okay as long as he stays right there, ducked up in there with Falkingham and those guys. Oh, look at that car behind him. I believe that's the 78 of, or 70, excuse me, of Hunter, Tyler Hunter there. He's got a lot of significant damage on that car. Not sure where he got that from. So he's going to find out, unfortunately, to his detriment there, that the damage he's got is going to prevent him from leading, but it might help him get up in there and stay inside the top 3 or top 5.
Lap 45 completed this time by when they come back around. And they're doing just that when they come to the start finish line here off turn 4. There is the famous Amos Cookies machine. What a tough break there. The 21 behind the wall, going back to the pit lane. Mike Montesi. 45 completed, down below the apron. Patience, wearing thin. It's go time. Cut up on over 20 remaining. Look at Parker. Look at Parker make the move up on the outside. He drifted up in front of Coleman. He drifted up in front of Macklin. And Parker once more.
Oh,
he's going after
contact.
Wesley. Oh, got him sideways. Parker to the grass. Does he save it? Does he save it? He does. But he goes to the back of the pack. No caution.
That could have been a catastrophic maneuver right there. The fact that he got down in the grass where you have zero control just about over that car, was able to save it and keep it going, and now he's going to have to kind of latch on to this back here. And basically, Wesley, he's got to pray for another caution. There's just no way that he's going to catch these guys way back up there in the front, you know, from way back here without hardly any help.
No harm, no foul, except for one expense, and that was Parker in the 81. And now the battle for the lead. Champion battling Macklin. Look at this. Somebody, yeah, they didn't get the memo there, Johnny. Look at this. Closing in on 20 to go next time by. Look at Macklin.
Look at how much.
Macklin almost, oh, wow, Coleman. Look at Beasley where he came up. He's up to 3rd.
These cars are moving so much right now. That's just it's amazing that these guys are not wrecking every lap. You're right, Beasley all the way up to 2nd now in that Tide ride as they encounter some lap traffic. And look at the run. Look at the run that Falkingham got.
Well, you just noticed a moment ago, John, that he had a 3-wide run for the lead, and then now you know that he's got to run again, but he fell to the back. He lost some spots, and it all became because the cars were just getting so sensitive. Like you said, they were bobbing and weaving in the corner. There goes Beasley, almost going around in the middle of those cars, and they save it. Coming to the 20 to go mark now this time by.
I don't think Hunter got the memo that you don't bump draft in the corners. And look at Beasley's back end, Wesley. He has none. His back bumper cover is gone, so he definitely has some damage from previous incidents, but he's right up there, the top 3 right now, battling it out with these guys at the lead.
And obviously, it is go time. It is time to send it in a big way. Back straight away. Dalton, the leader. Beasley, 2nd. Hunter now the 3rd. Falkingham inside. Top 5 now between Coleman, Macklin. 20 to go, 19 to go when they come to the line out of turn number 4. Now they're side by side, 2 by 2, like Noah leading the animals to the ark, except for Dalton trying to part the Red Seas. He'll stay to the middle. He'll clear the ball at the line. 19 to go.
Beasley making a move for the lead. He gets turned.
Oh, trouble.
He gets turned by Falkingham.
No. And no caution.
Oh, wow.
No caution. He stays on the bottom and below the yellow line. He's not in the racing groove. No yellow flag. It's all over the night for Beasley in the 10 Tide ride. Wow.
I can't imagine he's very happy right now. Looks like Falkingham's about to get a dose of his own medicine right here. as much as Chad Coleman is working that back bumper coming through these turns, that cannot be a good feeling. In the meantime, we got lap car of 43 up on the outside there. It's Doug Roth. He's going to force these guys to go 3 wide back here.
A lot of lap traffic, slow cars there. Roth's car looked like a modified with the entire front end gone. 18 laps to go. Field settles off into turn number 1 and 2 again. And like chess matches going on with checkmate awaiting. Now you see Roth beaten, battered, banged, and bruised. You just saw what happened to Beasley in the Tide Rod. Now who will be the next adversary or victim? Back straightaway. Wetzel's there. A punt there along with Sean Brightsman from the Northwest Racing Series to give him a help in the bottom of turn number 3.
Where did Brightsman come from? We haven't talked about him all night long. He has dodged and ducked all the bullets and wrecks being thrown at him, all the carnage, and here he is up in the top 5, top 6 now, working this bottom line for the lead there, Wesley.
You know, we talk about a wiggle and a jiggle and a giggle and a bobble and a wiggle. Well, we also do dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge as well. And if you can do that, you're going to be the catbird seat at the end, like the native out of Puyallup, Washington, now from Tucson, Arizona, powering alongside the Machine of Woods in the Haviland colors.
Coming up there to the middle now.
Yes, sir. Look at Robert Ferrari III. Here comes the MGD 77 coming through the pack now. Wow, just, John, we watch them as they work through the corner, and you just see them like they're just literally wiggling, and they're just look so wicked, and then they just precisely hold it together, and that's what you got to have happen, because if one guy makes one wrong slip, you're screwed. 60 to go.
Absolutely. We started this race with 43 cars on the field. Right now we have 27 cars on the lead lap. Those cars of Kevin England, Josh Parker, and Joey Jatina bringing up the back half of the field. Glenn Campbell has gone a lap down now. I tell you what, these lap cars are definitely going to play the picture here in about 2 laps.
And you see the scoring ticker on the bottom left of the monitor from the top 20 on back. The other 5 positions scroll from 21st all the way to 43rd as you have Calantoni out of the race. Glazer behind the wall, Stetzel behind the wall. Benfield is also Kelly and Wood out of the event. 15 laps to go here at Daytona. Make your move, pick your poison. Who's going to break in the line? It's Dalton, the pole car, back out in front as they go up to the bank and in turn 1.
You got Macklin there in that 30 car. You got the 7 of Trey Edson. We haven't talked a lot about him tonight. Running up there on that high line in 3rd. As you see now, we're going back to what we saw kind of early in this race there, Wesley. The high line being dominant. These guys are all nose to tail on the high line down the backstretch with very few cars really venturing down that inside line just yet.
Trey Edson out of North Carolina in the number 7 NOS Energy Drink Machine out of Concord, actually. And that NOS Energy Machine just being patient, lying in the weeds for Edson. And now he's got the champion of Falkenham behind him. Carey also the 28 of Woods. Wetzel, Gonzalez, Brightsman, and more. Coming across the line, 14 to go. John, when do you make your move? And obviously, you got to know that when you pull the trigger, you're going to have some people that you'll find out are your friends and others that are going to leave you hung out to dry like your enemies on the track tonight.
Well, in the past, Wesley, the big moves have always gone down inside the last 3 laps. Really nothing you do matters before then, unless, of course, it gets you wrecked out. And then, of course, it matters. But really, the big moves for position. Oh, we got a car spinning. We got contact. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
Oh, my
gosh.
God.
3-4 cars flying through the air. O'Rourke is one of them. Brightsman is another. Oh, my goodness. Another big wreck. What in the world?
Wow.
We just talked
we
about
have the greatest
this,
view
John.
for that, too.
I know exactly. Guy was flying through the air. Holy cow. Now we go up top side. Oh, he turned him.
Oh, wow. The whole top 10 right there just got wiped out. My goodness. Yeah, that was contact again in the turn. You can't do that.
My.
We've known that for years in iRacing. You don't bump draft in the turns. You can't touch them. I always lift going the turns, and that's why. Watch, here it goes right here. Up front. Sticker's in the way. Sticker was, oh my gosh, man. Wow,
That
O'Rourke did a
is
what?
the big one
O'Rourke did a
right
Ricky
there.
Craven, circa
Wow, can we go
1997
on
at
board?
Talladega.
Can we go on board with the 41 of EJ O'Rourke? This should be interesting.
I think we were
Oh, my
initially.
goodness.
That's where we started out.
Where
right
we
here.
started off with O'Rourke?
Yeah. We were riding along
Watch
with
this.
him.
Coming back
Folks,
in through
take
the
your Dramamine.
tri-oval, going to turn 1. Watch this. Look at this. Oh.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm happy to be here. No, I'm not. I see sparks. I see cars. Oh,
I
don't
should
hit
not
me.
be
Please don't
facing
hit
this
me.
way. This is not the way I want to be facing. Wow, that
Multiple
just-
cars involved. Look at the 7 involved also. Edison's car. Falkingham, the champion on this night, all tore up. He's won the championship, but O'Rourke, Johnny, nearly everybody in the top 15 or some more are destroyed. And now it's given the lead to Robert Ferrari III in the 77.
I was going to say, we're going to see a new winner tonight, I believe, because that wreck took out all of our previous winners, I do believe. I think that also took care of anybody else in the field that was not damaged. Like, look at Ferrari's car. He's dragging something on the ground there underneath that car.
Yeah,
Wait, they all
and you
are.
got to wonder.
Never mind, that's normal.
When you know, it's just like Shoutcaster Sam in the chat box, but it's actually our LSRTV iRacing colleague Samuel Dyer said just a bad bump in the entry, and obviously going into the corner there, a little bump, and when you do that, you just hold on for the ride. And here's the difference of the outcome of that accident. He got hit, and it turned into the pack. When Beasley in the Tide Rod got hit, and he was trying to go for the lead, John, he got spun down below the bottom of the apron into the grass. It's just a matter of where the hit comes on the track and how much damage you get and where you end up going in the field or not.
And what determines which direction? Oh, somebody just blew up back there. That's what that smoking car means right there.
Is that O'Rourke? I think that's O'Rourke.
Yep, that's O'Rourke. That's O'Rourke.
Yeah, he's done.
What happens is, well, unless he uses, if he's still got his fast repair, he'll be okay. But what I was going to say is, you know, if you're like right here, see where we're going through the tri-oval right here? You get hit right here, you're usually going to spin down towards the pit wall. 9 times out of 10. Sometimes if they hit you far enough to the left of the bump, you'll actually go up to the outside wall first. But most of the time, in a tri-oval, you're going to spin down. And that's what we saw happen with Beasley right there. But going through turns 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, when you get hit, 9 times out of 10, that thing's going to put you up in the wall. And then from there, you're going to pinball off of anybody else that comes along. And we saw that with numerous cars flying the dance of death in the turns right there. Oh, my goodness. Man,
and
we'd be better off
of the
talking
pace
about
car.
who didn't get hit.
That's right. And the lights are off on the pace car, and we're getting ready for a 10-lap shootout. And remember, there is still an opportunity for 2 attempts at a green-white checker in overtime if needed and necessary. But honestly, John, this race has been rather interesting. We had a segment for like 35 laps where we thought everything, well, not 35 laps, at least 30 laps, where things looked nice and clean. And all of a sudden, we had a wreck. And since then, we've had 3 big ones. Had a couple of thrills and spills with some guys like Beasley or Parker. What a save for Parker, by the way. Got to give props. If you had the opportunity to give somebody the Cool Move of the Race award, it would have to go to Parker. And maybe to Brown when he pulled up in front of the packet 3 wide the way he did and didn't crash. And speaking of that car, he's right there along on the outside. Pace car is coming in. John Muschin, Wesley Outland here with you. iRacing on LSRTV, the finale of the SIM500 Trans-Service Blizzard Cup Series at the Virtual World Center of Racing at Daytona. And we got 10 laps to go. Green flag in the air, 2 by 2 by 2. They set sail up the banking into 1. The Brown gets the whole shot on the outside going to the corner.
Yeah, I don't think Robert Ferrari III there in the 77 car realizes how much trouble he's in right now. If you look at his car from the nose there, the bottom of the valence is up. See where it's got that big gap right there? That is going to slow him down big time. And exactly what's happening. He is bottlenecking the entire inside line right there. In the meantime, here comes Kevin England on the inside with a 127. Oh, the Planet Fitness car. I'm mad at Planet Fitness right now. Oh, look at this move by the Brown.
Beverly and the Brown. Oh, my goodness. Boy.
You know, man, Kevin should know not to do that. You don't block, man. Not right now. It's too early. He could have gotten turned right there.
Greer. Yeah, we got a caution, by the way.
Oh, we got
a wreck behind
wow.
him. Oh, my goodness. We got another big pile up. You wanted to mention everybody in the top 10, 15 involved in the ones. Now everybody in the top 25 on 30 on back and just wrecked. And they started with Coleman in 54, some other cars. Man, watch this. And we go under yellow flag again. It happened when they were coming through the tri-oval. Oh, my goodness. It happened behind the top 10. There you see the 12 Assembly get turned.
Oh,
he took out the pace car.
Oops. Man, if this had been a real wreck in real life, that pace car would have been wiped out, man.
Oh, yeah.
So watch up here, right around Jeff Ryan of the 3, I believe. Right up in there somewhere.
We're going to keep an eye on this.
Right here. 3 wide, right there.
3 wide. There you go. You got into Coleman and Simley, and then you can't do that, John. Oh, man.
I don't think the 3 car understood that Simley was out there to his outside. I really don't.
On board with Coleman as he plows into the virtual pace car. His Camaro badly damaged. 8 laps to go. Johnny, John, you come to the pit lane? Anybody going to pit now but 8 to go, or is your bed made? This is what you lie in. You got to go to the finish.
Well, seeing as how there's only 18 cars in the lead lap, yeah, I would actually do it. If I had a set of tires left, I would come in. I'd actually put some fuel in the tank as well to help stabilize that car when it turns a little bit. And, I mean, why not? And especially if my car is not damaged, I would maybe pit. No, actually, no. I take that back. This is Daytona. No, I'm not pitting, dude. I'm staying out like the 01 just did. I was just messing with the whole time there. I would never pit. When it's less than 10 to go, I ain't pitting. Unless somebody throws me into the pits, via a bump draft or something.
And if you're the leader, the old cliche is damned if you do and damned if you don't. Because if you do pit, they might not pit. And it looks like cars are not going to pit behind them this time. And then normally sometimes when you don't pit, that's when they do pit. But honestly, with 7 laps to go now, across the stripe, it's probably going to be about 4 laps to go when we get the drop of the green flag. 2 attempts of a green-white checker still needed because we're not going into overtime yet. And Johnny, what do we got? 15 cars on the racetrack out of 43 starters? How many cars do we have left?
Well, we got 18 on the lead lap, I can tell you that much, and there's about 9 of them in the pits right now.
Okay, there you go. Okay. There goes the wave around car. Boy, oh boy. So, John, are you a fan of the next-gen car here at Daytona so far for iRacing?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a fan of the next-gen car, but if we're being brutally honest, I have never been a fan of plate track racing on iRacing. It's just on sim racing. I will tell you why. We've talked about it ad nauseum. Netcode. It's just it's too big of an issue at plate track racing, where just the tiniest little mistake, as we have seen, can result in a lot of wrecked cars and carnage. Also, I need to clarify something. I have spoken with race admin. There are 0 fast repairs in this race. 0 fast repairs.
No fast repairs.
Which is why we see so many damaged cars driving around this track.
0 fast repairs. You get 4 sets, the original 4 on your car, and then 3 sets to the pits lane, and 2 attempts at a green-white checker. And that's it. We've tore some cars up, but honestly, we've had the green flag stretch. We had the good racing moments, and then we've had the oh no moments here as the lights are off on the pace car. And actually, it's going to be a lap earlier than I predicted. I said 4 to go at the green. It's going to be 5 laps to go when they come to the green flag. But you see all those cars coming off the pit lane, damaged, beaten, battered, bruised, banged, bandaged, or their lead lap cars, which I think they're probably already back behind the pace car. You better be in max speed, John, because the green flag is coming out next time by, and you got a long way to go to get around the field, around that 2.5 miles to catch that pace car.
Yes, you do. You may or may not make it back. Now, let me clarify something real quick. Now, I've been part of iRacing and sim racing for a long time. Back in the day, and you can do it now with iRacing as AI, okay, where you race just against the computer. And there is no net code when you race just against the computer because you're racing against your location, okay? So I don't mind play track racing when it's against AI, and I know I don't have to worry about net code or anything like that. I still get wrecked because the AI is stupid, but that's a different story. Anyway, so yeah, that's my only beef with play track racing and sim racing is net code. It's just like I said, you've seen it tonight, Wesley. It doesn't take much of a touch at all to get you out of shape, especially with this new package. And to me, net code is just a big question mark that I just can't deal with. So yeah, let's get some racing done. And look who's still up front there. You got DeBrown and Beverly on the front row. You got Tommy Ryan. You got that 8 car. That's another one of the 811 call before you dig cars of Randy Yoakum. And here we go, Wesley. Green flag's coming.
And remember how Beverly and DeBrown were literally mirror driving and throwing blocks on each other before the caution came out the last go around. Pace car is in. We're an open hand from your flagman as he waves the green linen over the field. 5 laps to go. We're still in the scheduled distance. Still attempts at a green-white checker if necessary. If a caution falls before the white, we'll do that. Beverly up in front. What do you know? Yoakum is there. Here comes Brown. Weitzel, Ryan, top 5. What a new breed of top 5 cars. Off of Daytona's turn 2 to the back straightaway at the super stretch.
Oh my goodness, here we go again. 3 wide going down into turn 3. It's going to be DeBrown on the outside, maybe Ryan in the middle, Wetzel on the inside, and they're not alone there. And I think DeBrown realizes he doesn't want to be a part of this right now. That or he just kind of got shuffled out. Either way, he's falling back to the back of this pack. Put Beverly cleanly out to the lead right now with Randy Yoakum on his 6th and Tommy Ryan coming up there to 3rd.
4 laps to go. Cross the stripe up to turn 1. They'll climb the banking with Beverly now starting to clear him just a little bit as Ryan in the 99 gets some help. He's got a gaggle of cars behind him. That is almost your top 10 right there, all with one another. Beverly,
and look who's up there,
showing signs of strength. DeBrown fall into the back, John. I didn't even notice that. Look at what's happened to him.
But look who's right in front of him. Josh Parker has he's used his advantage, the advantage of those last couple of cars. Oh, there's that contact again. We can't do that, guys. Come on, you can't touch each other's turns. We should know that by now.
I cringe. Oh, the Sunoco car right in front of Parker. And honestly, John, as we come to 3 laps to go, another awesome save by Parker in the Interstate Batteries 81 car. Battle for second going to 2.
He's got skill with the wheel. I'll give him that. I'll tell you what, here we go, folks. That outside line is trying to pick up that speed. You got Tommy Ryan. Look at how loose he got right there. He snapped loose on exit that corner. That's going to be something to keep our eye on as this race winds down here, Wes. Contact between the top 3, and here we go again.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Cars are wrecking again.
Oh.
Listen. Oh, my goodness. Oh, the 99 car. Yes.
Oh. The Planet Fitness car ain't so fit right now.
My goodness.
Oh, wow. That was just another bump draft gone bad right there, man. My goodness.
Man, oh, man.
All you sheet metal collectors out there are wishing they could collect this sheet metal right now because there's a lot of it laying around.
Just totally impatient. Watch him coming at the 99 of Ryan. Ryan Weitzel there. Who made the mistake first? That's the question. Was it Ryan's car? Did somebody bump Ryan? Yep, there it is. Oh, he hooked him in the back. Weitzel hooked him in the left rear. And there you see the calamity. Brown spinning in the grass. Weitzel in the wall. The 127 in the wall.
And Bobby Wetzel's defense.
Your thoughts on that, John?
Yeah, Bobby Wetzel's defense. It looked like he got hit pretty hard on a bump draft there. And we've seen that time and again. You hit them hard enough, they're going to get loose and move around. There's not a whole lot the driver can do about that except hold on and pray he doesn't hit anything else. Unfortunately, the racing gods were not listening to Bobby Wetzel because not only did he hit something else after that, and something else after that, and then something else after that.
Do you pit if you're, well, Ryan's coming
Tommy
in.
Ryan does.
The other
Jeff
Ryan's coming
Ryan
in. The
does.
Ryans are coming in. Everyone else is staying out. Look at Parker now going to second, John. Parker in the 81 Napa car, Interstate Batteries car, is now up to second behind Beverly.
I'd say he's got a pretty good chance here. When you look at the cars behind him, most of them are missing front ends, back ends, both ends. I mean, my goodness.
In some shape or form, John, except maybe a minor few, everyone in the pack has got a bump, a bang, a door slam, parts missing, or been involved in an accident one way or the other.
And oh, by the way, green, white, checkered.
That's right. Take one. Take one.
Oh,
what a way to close out the season.
I was about to say that, man. This is our last race of this little 9-race series that Trans-Service put on for us, the Blizzard Series here.
That's right.
And it hasn't failed to entertain at all. I don't recall, not even the Iowa race, which we talked about, when caution free. Right. It wasn't boring either, folks.
It was still a good race. Yeah, it was still good.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed.
I mean,
I know you did all 9 weeks, John. I had to do some college basketball games a couple of Monday nights and took away a couple of weeks, but 7 out of 9, and I've enjoyed it and looking forward to, thanks to Joey Gattina and everybody that's involved. Obviously, we have Trans-Service, and we thank Trans-Service for what they've done for sponsoring numerous years this Blizzard Series, and of course the regular Cup Series now beginning in February, going to be sponsored by NC811. Call before you dig for the Cup Series. Trans-Service will transition to the Wednesday Truck Series. And again, John, this is just an awesome group of people. I said this humbly last week, and I'll say it again. The folks that are involved with the SIM500 Esports League, in my opinion, John, is the next to best than the eNASCAR Coca-Cola Series, for sure.
Oh, I'd put them right up there with those guys, to be honest with you. And actually, Josh Parker down there in second place is a former driver in that series, as was, I believe, Scott Simley. Stetzel is actually a truck race driver in real life. I mean, so you've got a lot of great drivers. I need to clarify something real quick. Sam had a great point on the YouTube chat. It's more than just netcode that's caused a lot of these accidents tonight, folks. I hope y'all didn't take away that's all I'm blaming this on. Accidents happen, especially for speedways. It's just netcode is my big pet peeve. Now, we're going to stack them up here 2 by 2, Wesley, and I don't know if you're keeping notes here or looking at the same thing I'm seeing, but it looks to me like the only 2 cars in the entire top 10 that are not damaged are the guys in the front row.
Parker and Beverly. And mind you, remember, Parker kind of got slammed on the back straightaway, and then he went through the infield grass below the yellow line. If anything, flat spotted the tires. Look at that.
But he's been on pit road.
He's ready to go.
Yeah, he's been on pit road. He's gotten those tires changed out.
Yeah, the 13 looks okay, and I know the 6 has been involved in a caution. Maybe David Comstock has also looked really good in the Monster Energy car. So, all right, so here we go. This is overtime. Attempt number 1. Remember the rules. Green flag comes out. They take the white flag, races over green or checker. If they come to the line before the white flag and a caution comes out again, then we reset the field. We'll go in and take 2. Take 2, green or checker. Whatever happens, green, white, checker. They race. Caution comes out before the flag. Race is considered official. Green flag back out, and Beverly is gone. He's got Comstock.
That ain't going to work.
Comstock is there. Look at Parker. Oh, my goodness. I don't think Beverly should have done it. We got a caution already. We got a caution, John.
That did not take long, did it?
Is there a wreck? Is there a wreck, or did race control call for a caution?
Oh, no,
there's the car right there. Is that the Brown? Randy Yoakum's car, number 8. Let's see what happens. No, this is before Randy.
Oh, when he just, wow.
Goodness. Who the hell? Did he plow into the 20? Wow.
Good Lord.
He plowed into the 22 is what we're being told from race control of Nelson Rivera. Maybe we can see another angle of this, John. And we, by the way, go to a second attempt of overtime.
Something broke. Oh, his car blew up right there. Yeah. Or did he? Oh. Now I'm not accusing anybody of anything, but that looked a lot like a downshift right there. I've seen cars do that on accident. The guys that run with actual shifters will accidentally downshift into a lower gear, which causes the car to spin out and blow up right there like we just saw. And that is unfortunate. Look at this. Boom. Oof. Spin. Oh, no. And he didn't even check up. Oh, wow.
My goodness. We saw the 22 Rivera, the smoke came from the back end of the car, and then all of a sudden it just launched left and spun around. Man. And guess what? One more time, we will go into overtime, attempt number 2 for the season.
Attempt number 2 at a green-white checkered, and we saw on that restart there, I want to touch on that real quick. Beverly got out way too far. If the caution hadn't come out, he was in trouble. Parker and Comstock were going to pass him. There's no doubt in my mind. Or they were going to wreck because he's going to throw a block. That's something that's been true at super speedways for a while.
Right.
No, I'm just saying. You can't get out on a restart like that. You can't get that far out front because what that does is that lets the 2 or 3 guys behind you draft right on by you in about a half a lap. So,
yeah,
we'll keep an eye on that restart
and even
again.
In real life.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. You can't make that mistake.
Talk about that. Yeah.
Back in the day, you could actually be able to do that, like back in the 80s and the early 90 model cars, and you could be able to pull away and try to pull away. But this is restrictor plate racing, super speedway racing at that, tandem drafting, if you will. You set sail and you dive 5-10 car lengths off from the pack. By the time you're by your lonesome self and they finally get up to speed, they're going to reel you in like bait on a Pulse popper hook, and there ain't nothing that you can do about it. So Beverly better remember this when we go into attempt number 2, John, because if he doesn't, like you said, we could see a different winner than the car up in front right now.
Absolutely. Now, I'm not saying he jumped out that bar or the other guys didn't lay back.
No.
I mean, they could have laid back and he didn't even catch it, and that's, but the result was the same. He got out too far in front. So if I'm him this time, not only am I watching the pace car and where he's going to go off track so I can get my start, but I'm watching the guy next to me and see if he's laying back or not.
But we know that Jonesport Mains, Daniel Falkenham, and the number 39, Lobster 209 entry has officially won the championship for this series. The question is, who will win the final race in the SIM500 Esports League Trans-Service Blizzard Cup Series that you've been watching exclusively since mid-November on iRacing on LSRTV. Settle yourselves in for 2 more wild laps on the virtual iRacing World Center of Racing at Daytona. It is go time, John. Next time by, may the best driver win.
One way or the other, boy, we're going to end this race right here.
This is it. And remember, we'll take off. We'll take off, John, for a couple of weeks. We'll come back. Yourself and I will reset for a Monday night qualifying for the new SIM500 NC 811 Call Before You Dig National Cup Series Tour. Single car qualifying. Then the following week we'll have the dual races. And then 3 weeks from that, that will be, of course, I believe on the March the 28th, I think it is. No, not March the 28th. My apologies. Hang on a second. I'm looking at my schedule here before we come back to green. March the 7th will be the 500-kilometer round 1 for the series. Pace car is about to come in, and it is about to be go time. SIM500 Esports League on social media at LSRTV, and of course at iRacing on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to be a part of it all. John, it all comes down to this. Pace car will drop onto the pit lane for the final time, and as Darrell Waltrip used to always say, wreckers or checkers, green in the air. This is it. Final attempt. They go to turn 1 in Beverly. A little better, much better on the restart, but he does pull away by 2 car lengths behind Parker Comstock as they go to turn 1.
And they're kind of trickling down the inside line right there. And now Parker's going to shift up to the outside line with a little bit of help from Comstock on his back bumper. Beverly unable to get there to block him in time. Put Parker out to the lead.
Parker inside. Slide jobs, driving through the grass and all. Getting a bump now by Comstock in the Monster Energy number 13. Beverly falling back to third or fourth. Here comes DeBrown. He now pulls up behind the trunk lid of the machine of Comstock. Top three now selling away. Parker to the outside. Comstock goes get turned. He's below the apron. No caution. CRN, one to go. White flag. One more lap.
Beverly
got turned in the back. And the white flag is still out. Still no caution. It happened to Comstock. It happened to Parker, and Brown's up in the lead out of turn 2.
They're wrecking behind him again.
Still no caution. Still no caution. The leader's still
there ain't gonna be a
at
caution. This is it.
Back straight away. In the
Glenn
pack.
Campbell
In the tournament.
on the outside.
Campbell.
Joey Jatina is up there. Holy smokes.
My goodness. Weitzel is there. Campbell in the lead like a rhinestone cowboy representing Trans Service for the finale.
Are you kidding me?
Look at this out of nowhere. Coming to turn 3, out of turn 4. DeBrown gets in the line. They go to the grass. It's Campbell winning here in Daytona.
Are you kidding me?
And they're crashing on the start. Oh my goodness.
Joey Jatina brought that half-wreck hunk and jump home in fourth. No front bumper.
Have you ever? Probably one of the wildest finishes I've ever called in iRacing right here tonight.
That was just unbelievable. I don't have words. I don't have no words. Hey, guess who painted that car?
Somebody, you did.
Yeah. I got a car in Victory Lane here finally.
My
Holy
goodness.
smokes.
Glenn Campbell, like a rhinestone
like a rhinestone cowboy.
And a guy that you would never think would even have a shot to win this thing comes out of nowhere and wins the finale here at Daytona. How about it for the number 44? And it's only fitting for Trans Service to be on the car as well as the final race for the Blizzard Cup Series. It's not a conspiracy, people. You can't make this stuff up. It's just a sponsor on that car, and what a way to send off this Winter Blizzard Series with the team sponsor car winning the race. How about that, John? What a job for Glenn Campbell.
I still can't believe it.
Wow.
Man, that
Can
was
we
the
show the last lap
craziest
again?
finish, man.
Is the last lap available? Oh, John, you're fired, Charles. Oh, I would love to see that last lap again. I would love to see that last lap again. My goodness, there was, like somebody said, there's wrecks everywhere. They wouldn't throw the caution. And the reason why, John, and let's clarify on this. The reason why was the spin that happened to who was it? Comstock. The spin that happened to Parker. They were down below the bottom of the apron. The big wreck that happened in turn number 2. Yes, it happened in the groove, but then the car slid down the bottom of the banking. They were not in any way in front of the racing pack. It was behind the leaders, so the SIM500 officials said, race on, boys, and that's the finish that you get.
Absolutely. That's exactly what happened, and it's always been that way. If the car is down out of the racing line, there will not, I repeat, will not be a caution, and that's what we got.
Here is the results. Whew. Falkenham wins the war.
Brother?
Glenn Campbell wins the final battle here at Daytona for the Blizzard Series. Thanks to Trans Service for the SIM500 League. There's your results. Are you kidding me? Glenn Campbell winning like a rhinestone cowboy in Daytona, winning here. Bobby Wetzel in second. Kevin DeBrown rallying, coming back to third. Joey Jatina, probably one of the best finishes of the season for the series for him, in fourth. Jeff Ryan Sunoco car in the top 5. Hollinsworth, Watkins, Brightsman, even Comstock and Parker, those spun, come back, John, and finish in the top 10 on the white flag lap at Daytona. Are you kidding me?
Top 10, man. That's insane, especially the night he had. Scott Simley, after flying and looping through the air a couple of times. 11th place, Charles Woods, 12th. Chris Gibbo, 13th. Dwight Beverly in the 01 was leading on this restart and is in 14th now. Chad Coleman, 15th. Kevin England, 16th. Doug Ross, 17th. Timothy Bates, 18th. Tyler Hunter, 19th. Rounding out your top 20 is Randy Yoakum there. Wesley?
21st, Jose Medina. Tommy Ryan, 22nd. Trey Edison, another good run for him, and then he just fell back. He'll finish in the top 10. Richard Beasley, 24th. Tyler Dalton, Rivera, Hollyfield, Riveri the third, Robert Ferrari, Coleman, and Gonzalez. All those cars, several laps down, rounding out the top 30. Falkingham is the champion. He has officially locked up the championship. We'll talk to him here later tonight. Of course, E.J. O'Rourke, Brian Macklin, Doy Woods, Livingston, Stencil, Montesi, Glazer. I think he might be second in the points when it finals out, but not sure yet. Fowler and Calantoni, who won a race this season. He's in the top 40. Benfield, Kelly, and Wood. The full field rundown, and remember, we ran a 8-lap B-main last chance race. One car did not start this race of 43 entries. Here for the finale at Daytona.
What a race.
So, man, what a race. We'll be back. We'll be back. You're watching iRacing on LSRTV, and the finish line post-race wrap-up for the final race of the season of the SIM500 League Trans-Service Blizzard Cup Series is next. What a wild one. One we won't forget as we await in 3 weeks the start of the SIM500 Cup Series 811 NC Dig program. We're back with more from Daytona in a moment. It is now time for the finish line post-race wrap-up. Of course, welcome back to our coverage on iRacing on LSRTV, Virtual Daytona, and the finale for the SIM500 Trans-Service Winter Blizzard Series Cup program. I'm Wesley Outland, John Muschin alongside. We'll wrap things up here in just a moment. We'll talk to our top three from Daytona. We'll get a word from the series champion of the winter as they prepare for their showing of the National Tour, getting ready to fire up here in just a couple of weeks in February. Matter of fact, right back here for qualifying night at Daytona. We'll grab a word with third place finisher of the race, Kevin DeBrown. Kevin, from the, and I say this in the nicest way, from the penthouse to the outhouse, several occasions, crazy calamity, surviving the big one, falling back on the overtimes, and you still come back and you finish on the podium in third. Your take of the wild next-gen race here at Daytona.
Yeah, definitely. It was crazy. It was definitely crazy. A lot of fun to run these cars at Daytona. Definitely learned a lot that we're going to take to the next season. Hopefully, come Daytona again, we'll be able to get the win.
Kevin, John Muschin here, buddy. We've known each other quite a few years. I got to say, it's been fun literally watching you, I would say, grow up in this group, but really come to your own as a driver here. Who would have thunk that 5 years ago, when I first called you Kevin DeBrown on air, it would have stuck? And here we are talking to you all these years later. You're still part of the group, still chugging away, still damn near getting a win every week, man.
Yeah, definitely. And I appreciate you for giving me that nickname. That nickname stuck pretty good, and I use it for everything now, so I appreciate that.
All right, so Kevin, my final question, bud, before I do let you go and you thank your sponsors here on the podium for third tonight. What do you take from the last 9 weeks of this next-gen car race testing, if you will? We're racing, we are, but it's been preparing for what's to come here in the next couple of weeks. What can you say we take from this to use towards your quest in a championship?
Well, I guess since it's all been kind of changed with the new package we put on, I guess it's kind of out the window. We only really know about Daytona now, but I'm sure it's going to be a crazy season coming up, and yeah, I really hope we end up getting the championship.
So another package, another update being done. Kevin, thanks for running with us this year on the Winter Series, man, with the Blizzard Cup. We'll see you coming up for the National Tour in a few weeks, and thank your sponsors.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Racing Pride, putting the paint scheme on, Chris Caboo, SIM500, and you guys putting on a beautiful show. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. It's again Kevin Brown from Greer, South Carolina, the native there, finishing in that number 3 position. And again, keep an eye on that driver, as he is definitely going to be somebody to watch here in the coming weeks. Second spot going to the race is going to go to the driver, of course, Bobby Wetzel. Bobby, man, the number 9 machine. Finally a good run for you, bud. Second spot. Your take of what was wild tonight at the Virtual World Center of Racing with the series this evening.
We're just real pleased with that second place finish. Really, the track and the car, it's a different beast than what we've ever had here at Daytona and Talladega. I'm not really that enthused about it, but it is what it is. I'm almost in the camp with Jack Roush. Let's lower this by 10 degrees of banking and figure out if these cars can actually handle around here. But besides that, pleased with the second place finish.
Damn it, Bobby, you got a scratch on the car. Sorry, couldn't resist, Bobby. Hey, it's John Muschin here, man. Listen, you had some ups and downs tonight. I mean, pretty much everybody, honestly, in the whole pack was up and down in the entire race. But exactly what is it that you think could be changed on this package? Whether it is or not, we never know. But, I mean, what's one of your chief complaints about this package?
Well, the chief complaint is it's too equal. Tires don't wear. You can't run it. It's not like it's a track where you can conserve a little bit to get a run later, or you keep it matted. You don't have to think. And I think that's the problem, is that a lot of people get into that mindset. I don't have to think. And so, but I mean, it puts on a great entertainment. I'll say that. Anyone who's watching was really entertained with those last 10 laps.
Well, I would even say 10 laps, man. This entire race was entertaining. I mean, even the green flag run for the opening 30 laps or so, and then You know, and like you said, it's the beast. We're learning things. You're working on new setups. There's going to be new updates done. And, of course, eventually, hopefully, the powers of real being at NASCAR and, of course, in the SIM500 and iRacing will get it right. And hopefully we'll get this thing definitely worked out. So your take of what's to come on the SIM500 NC811 Dig Cup Series coming up in a few weeks, and your thoughts of running towards a championship on that there, Bobby.
Well, we're definitely going to give it a heck of a try, but as long as I finish in a top 10, 15 position, I'm happy with myself. Really, this season's going to be a very difficult season. We've got a lot of returning champions. We've got a lot of stiff competition. And as I've always said, Sim500 is the place you want to go if you want to race with the best. I mean, we've got Daniel Falkingham, Josh Parker, David Comstock. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. And I mean, all these guys are contenders, and they're always on the top of their game. So it's going to be a one heck of a 2022 season.
It was fun. Go ahead, Bobby. Sorry. Thank your sponsors also.
And I just wanted to thank NC811 for coming on board and sponsoring us. And I got to thank North Coast Veterans Museum and extensive crypto prizes. We're getting the car all painted up, and it's going to be on the sides, and it's going to be a good year for us.
There you go. Bobby Wetzel, always in the Dodge colors of the number 9, mimicking Bill Elliott, Awesome Bill, and also Casey Kane from Youngclaw, Washington. That number 9 machine will finish in the number 2 spot here tonight at Daytona. Victory lane we go. Only fitting for the final race in the 2021-22 SIM500 Trans-Service Blizzard Cup Series is sponsored on the car by the number 44 Trans-Service machine. Glenn Campbell, out of nowhere, you win. What a wild race tonight, man. Your take of it, just hanging back, playing possum. Might have got caught up in some wrecks a time or two, but didn't really destroy the car. You were there when it counted the most. You win.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, definitely it was not playing possum. I got some damage in one of those incidents early in the race, and I ran in the back. I was actually a lap down. I was just in the right place at the right time, and yeah, it's like a part of the season. Man, that was fun. Glad that I was able to put a trans-service car there for a Monday night to finish out the season. And you know, I don't know what the guys were doing up there, but they just kept falling out, wrecking in front of me, and just put me out there. And David Comstock, you know, I got a run on him, and that was it. I was very fortunate to be where I was at.
Well, Glenn, the Rhinestone Razor Cowboy, man, I've known you for a while also. I've been racing with you for a while, man. It was really exciting to watch you battle your way up there and dodge flying cars and debris all night long. At what point did it dawn on you that you were actually in a position to win this race?
Well, thanks, John. And literally, there was more than just that. There was fingers flying out the window. People were not happy, but you know, it was the last lap. That's the only thing I thought. My car was damaged. If I didn't have a car to draft up to, I couldn't go anywhere. And I think even if I got a run on Dave, that I could get around him. But the car did. And that's the only time I knew when I passed Dave that I actually had a chance to win this thing. When everybody fell out, I said, "Well, there's only David in front of me. Let's try it." But I stayed behind him. And my teammates were back there, Joey and Bobby, and they said, "Go around him." So I just did. I took their advice, and yeah, I prevailed. It was a fun time. It was a fun race. These cars are a lot different, like Bobby said. And, you know, look forward to next year because there's some stiff competition here, and you don't get to win very often. So I take it when I can.
And Glenn, you know, there's an old cliche in sports broadcasting, whether it's in motorsports or real sports, that you're always going to remember that last moment on the track or on the court or on the field or the diamond. The same can be said here tonight for iRacing. We're going to remember Campbell pulling out in front, pulling an upset, getting a win until 3 weeks from now when we fire up the NC811 Call Before You Dig SIM500 Cup Series right back here at Daytona. You know, what's your thoughts on that? And do you feel like you have an opportunity to feel more comfortable to go into speed weeks here for the series in 3 weeks and try to win here again at Daytona?
Well, I've been, you know, I've won. This is my second win here at Daytona against these guys, so it tells me that I can do it. It'll be patience, be in the right place at the right time, and be lucky, really, because some of these stuff you get caught up in, and it's not your fault, and you end your night. But you know, yeah, I look forward to the season coming up. I'm with Bobby. I want to finish top 10, top 15. So if you do that, I think like I'm a winner because of the competition that's out here.
Glenn Campbell, driver for Trans-Service, picking up the win here tonight at the virtual Daytona International Speedway. It is now time for us to acknowledge the official enshrinement of the 2022 2022 SIM500 Trans-Service Blizzard Cup Series champion after the completion of 9 events. Of course, it is the driver ending the season out of Jonesport, Maine, with 9 events completed, 2 wins, 4 top 5s, 6 top 10s, picking up the championship, of course, is again the driver of Mr. Daniel Falkingham. Daniel, congratulations. Your take of this winter series. You're another SIM500 championship again.
I appreciate it, Wesley. It was quite a season trying to learn this new car and everything because obviously we're going in with the next gen next year with the new Cup Series and stuff. So it definitely took a lot to learn this car, and obviously it means nothing now because they changed the package, which I'm really looking forward to. I'm looking forward to the 670 horsepower on the big tracks. The drivers got to start wheeling the cars around the big tracks again, so I'm very highly looking forward to that. So I'm ready to get this new 2022 season going, but feels good to it feels good to pick up another championship, and it's my first Cup Series title with Trans-Service as title sponsor. I've been trying to do that the last 3 years, and I finally did it, even though it was the winter series, but albeit I finally won a championship with Trans-Service as the series sponsor, so I'll take it.
Well, I was going to say, man, don't cut yourself down at all. To win any race, much less an entire series, the SIM500 is definitely doing something here. You know, we're going into this new season with a new car, new package, Daniel. What are some of your, what are some things you're looking forward to about this new car and package, and what are some things you're not looking forward to?
Well, for sure, I'm honestly looking forward to the plate races now, because after learning these last 2 races, like last night and tonight, learning this new package with the Cup cars, big kudos to iRacing for how much work they've done with this new draft package. I like it a lot. I think we're going to put on some really good racing once the season starts up in a few weeks. I'm looking forward to the higher horsepower, even though it's not like 750, it's still some 670 more than what we had. The forward spoiler taking some downforce away. There's going to be a lot of off-throttle time on the big tracks, and no more of this friggin' wide open stuff at like Michigan and all that kind of stuff. So no more pack racing. And hopefully this will create separation and create some good green flag racing. This will be back in the driver's hands. So I'm really looking forward to that. I feel like I work really well with that. So definitely looking forward to all of that coming up. And yeah, and I'm not sure what I'm not looking forward to. I mean, we'll just have to wait once the season gets going, because we got to relearn this whole package, because this new 670 horsepower and foreign spoilers literally just came out a week ago, or a few days ago. So definitely going to be a lot of learning with this car. But I'm looking forward to the challenge, and I'm hopefully looking to go back to where I pick up right where I left off this season.
I will say this, though, Daniel. Obviously, the package, whatever it is, however it turns out, whatever more R&D needs to be done, virtual and reality, this race was interesting tonight. It was not a snooze fest, and it wasn't not for the faint of heart. I mean, we had that 30 laps of also a green flag run, but the racing was intense. You guys were in a pack. You're tandem drafting. You're bump drafting each other. Then we had the cautions, and the old cliche that me and John reiterated on again, cautions, precautions. You got involved in a couple of those wrecks yourself. This package, do you think that we're going to see this similar or change when we come to Daytona for the SIM500 Cup Series for the NC811 deal in February?
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of the same thing. We're definitely going to be a lot of green flag racing, but we probably are going to get our caution fest near the end of the race. Hopefully I don't go flying into the catch fence going upside down this time like I did tonight. Hopefully that doesn't happen. But, I mean, hey, I already wrapped up the championship, so I was like, hey, if I wreck, I hope I do it in style, and I'm glad I did it in style. So, yeah, that was a way to go out to end the season. What a way to do it. But, yeah, I think we're going to have some really good racing. Like I said, kudos to iRacing, everyone over there for doing a lot of improvements with this package on the Cup cards and the next gen. This is really, I've been trying to get better at super speedway racing. I've always hated it because I always get junked in most of these races. But with this new package, there's definitely going to be a little bit of skill involved, a little bit of mental thinking too, with how you make your moves, side draft, tandem drafting. So it'll be a lot more of a mental game than before. So I'm really looking forward to that. Looking forward to the challenge, and yeah, definitely looking forward to getting to it into February.
For the official enshrinement of the 2021-2022 SIM500 Trans-Service Blizzard Cup Series champion, here is the president of the SIM500 Esports League, Mr. Joey Gattina. Your words for him.
Yeah, Daniel knows how we feel about him. He's one of the best. Daniel's won over 100 races at SIM500, multiple championships. So, Daniel, I mean, obviously you're the favorite going into this season. You were the favorite last year, but again, congratulations, brother. And we look forward to seeing you in Daytona and seeing how the year works out for you.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Joey. These last 3 years, I feel like I should have won all 3 championships, but this year we're going to be coming out all guns blazing. I think this is the year we're going to do it. I'm going to make sure this is the year I do it.
Absolutely, I agree.
And Joey, we'll keep you here, but again, one more time, Daniel Falkingham is the official champion of the 2021-22 Transervice SIM500 Blizzard Cup Series. And again, we want to thank Transervice for their many, many years of dedication to the SIM500 Esports League. They will now transition as being the title sponsor to the Wednesday Night Truck Series. Again, the Wednesday Night Transervice Truck Series will be in action coming up in a few weeks. And again, the new season cranks up for the SIM500 Esports League. And again, in February, that will be for the Cup Series, now sponsored by NC811. Call before you dig. Joey Gattini, your final thoughts on that, your final thoughts on this season. And I know you're looking forward to not only February the 14th for qualifying night, but February the 21st and the 28th when we drop the green at Daytona, back here again, whatever the package is for these new cars.
Yeah, guys, first off, I want to thank you guys, Cody up there, everything he's done. It's been a great partnership, and the friendship that we're forming with LSRTV is really what we wanted at SIM500 for the longest. So we're glad to be with you guys and excited about next year. How fitting was it that Glenn Campbell and Transervice close out the Blizzard Series? Glenn and Transervice has been amazing for the league. We wouldn't probably be where we are without Transervice and Glenn. We have a new sponsor coming in, and that, again, that's because of Glenn. I called him and told him we had an opportunity, and he said, man, whatever is best for the league, I support it. And so they graciously stepped over to the Truck Series, which works out better because Transervice Logistics, a trucking company, now they're going to be the head of the Truck Series, which I'm excited about that, to see the new chapter for them. But no, man, everything's great. This year's going to be different. The real NASCAR schedule, there's not very many off weeks. We've tried to schedule a few in here. We've got a summer break around June 27th to July 4th. So we got 2 weeks off. We've changed up our playoff format this year. Just because NASCAR does it doesn't mean SIM500 has to. This year, 20 cars will make the first round of the playoffs. And it's 5 races per round, only 2 rounds. We'll divide that into 10, and then we'll have our champion over 5 races. So it's not a one race, after a full season of racing, somebody wrecks you and your day's over. You're going to get a chance to go out there and win it somewhat like the old way based on consistency. So I'm excited for this year. I hope we don't do what we just did come February. So we got a lot to work on. But, guys, thank y'all so much. We're excited to be with you guys. And, again, thanks, Transervice Logistics. And we're excited to bring on NC811. Call before you dig for the 2022 Cup season.
Well, Joey, I, for one, man, am thankful for you guys providing a really entertaining race tonight. And I wouldn't say it was all bad, brother. I mean, it's plate track racing. We're gonna see some of what we saw, but overall, for the last 9 weeks, I think we've seen a really good representation of what we can look forward to. Even though the package is going to be different, but this next season, I'm really excited about it, man. I'm really excited to be a part of it as the broadcast crew and as your friend. Hanging out in the background, just watching what you guys do.
Yeah, John, I appreciate it. And, guys, we look forward to it. I know you guys probably need a break. We need a break to catch ourselves. But yeah, we'll be back for qualifying on the 14th, and we'll see you guys back on the 21st for the duels, and we'll see who makes the show.
And I'll tell you what, this is my final question in closing as well, Joey, and I follow the same sentiments that John just said as to in the many years that we've known one another, through iRacing and ARCA, did you ever think the SIM500 Esports Racing League would be what it is today? Listen, if you are out there and you're wanting to get involved in iRacing, you literally have an opportunity almost every night of the week to do something involving with the SIM500 Esports Racing League, but it culminates to make it up to the level of the SIM500 NC811 Call Before You Dig Cup Series, John.
Joey.
Yeah, and I mean, you spoke on it. I mean, as far as the league's concerned, I owned another league out there, and elected to walk away from it and start SIM500, which that goes back to a lot of our roots when we were doing the NASCAR 03 days. And really, with the success we have, it's really the friendships that we have within the league with Chad Coleman and. Oh man, I got in a list with Bobby and Bob and Jimmy and Glenn, and I mean, it's just Randy, Tommy, Trey, Tyler. I mean, there's just so many guys here that this is what sim racing is about. It's about the fellowship, the friendship. I call us one big dysfunctional family. That's what we are. I love each and every one of these guys. We had a couple of guys come back for the race tonight. Chris Caboo made his return. Our 2021 champion, Josh Parker, made his return tonight. So, man, guns a-blazing. But again, we are the only fixed setup league that offers racing 7 nights a week, and we broadcast all 7 nights. So I don't know that people understand what we're doing, but we're doing a lot of stuff. It's a lot of work. We have 3 paid series. The rest are all free. So, hell, man, if you can't find something to do here, you don't need to be racing.
And everything from late models to NASCAR and the Next Gen Cup cars like we saw here tonight. Thank you. We're looking forward to it. By the way, more details at sim500.com. And then you can also follow them on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff, YouTube, Sim500 Esports League. And all right, John, we're going to wrap it up here, man. Your final take of this series. Congratulations, obviously, to Glenn Campbell winning the race. He won the battle, winning the war. Daniel Falkenham, thanks to Joey Gattina and all he's created in this chaos and mayhem. That's the Sim500 Esports League. We put a tip of the cap on what has been the 2021-22 Trans Service Sim500 Blizzard Series. And now we get ready for the big one coming up on February the 21st with the duels at Daytona. Always a pleasure working with you as well, sir.
Oh. Same here, man. I tell you, I'm going to need this break just to recuperate from the last 9 weeks of racing we've had. It was eventful. It was memorable. It was a great learning experience, I think, just not only for the guys on track, but for us up in the booth as well. And I'm really looking forward to 2022. That NC811 Call Before You Dig series is going to be exciting, folks. Make sure you tune in.
Hey, by the way, Charles, real quickly, can we bring Falkenham back in the booth? He did say he wanted to thank all of his sponsors. I think when I transitioned into bringing in Joey Gattina, okay, well, we do just want to say thank you again and all the sponsors that are on Falkenham's car, Lobster 209 and so many others. I know he was excited about it. We did want to transition to bring in Joey Gattina into that, so we don't want to make those sponsors feel left out, and he did say thank you so much if you could to mention them all. So, hey, John, it's time for us to take a rest. We got to part ways for now. What do you think we're going to see, the good, the bad, and the ugly from these cars when they come back here at Daytona in 3 weeks?
I think we're going to see a lot of what we saw tonight, maybe less wrecking. Joey's going to have words for the guys. He's going to calm them down, get them to understand that it's going to be a long race. And, they're going to probably have some practice races. If I know Joey like I do, he's going to probably have a few guys that are going to throw up some practice races for these guys between now and then just to get a little more practice in with this car at Daytona. But I look forward to the season. I think we're going to see some great racing, and I think that it's only going to get better as iRacing improves this package over time. We know how iRacing is. They keep an eye on what their service members are saying and what they want and what's happening in real life, and they'll update these cars as need be.
Yeah, it's been a good time. It's been a fun time, John. Enjoyed working with you as always. We'll come back here, reset, recharge our batteries, and we'll come back after Speed Weeks again on February the 21st after qualifying. And we might broadcast qualifying. I don't know, but I do know the duels. We're not doing qualifying night. We're just doing the duels. So the duels at Daytona will be coming up on the 21st, and that will be when we return with the Sim500 Esports League NC811 Call Before You Dig Cup Series. Thanks again to Joey Gattina, Sim500 Esports League. For Charles Wooten, Jeff Stabnow, Rocket Media, this has been iRacing on LSRTV. Thanks for watching. Congrats to Daniel Falkenham, the champion, and Glenn Campbell winning the race here at the Virtual World Center of Racing. For John